Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a bit of Stardew Valley. We're going to make a new farm. And, the thing is, I feel like I've just kind of played casually Stardew Valley twice on stream with a new farm. Let's have a theme. Let's have an idea on what to do. So what could be a theme? I was thinking I really want to just make a lot of coffee. So that means I need coffee beans. A lot of coffee beans. And I need a lot of space. I need sprinklers. So, how do I get money? I don't know. I would also like to have rabbits. Maybe I think I go for the forest farm. One side of my farm will be rabbits, the other side will be coffee beans. That looks super weird. We could go with that one. What do you guys think? Hey Silas, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Let's actually just choose the stuff ourselves. Let's see. Actually, I'm more interested in the hair right now. What kind of hair can we get? That feels like the 80s or something like that. I'm sorry. Let's see, hair color. Sure. What kind of shirt do we get? It's been a long time since I last scrolled through those. Sure, I can go with that. Pants color. Let's just fit it to the shirt, because why not? So, we need a name. It is football player, yes. Surviving, as usual. Ah, I see. Well, I'm glad you're surviving. You work hard on it, it hopefully gets better. Well, that's always the hope, isn't it? But I wish you all the best, Silas. Take good care of yourself. So... Mothvilla. Farm name. Coffee and rabbits. That doesn't work. What is a thing we could go for coffee and rabbits? First time playing? No, I've played this quite a bit. I have 104 hours in it. Not as much as many other players, but a fair bit. Greetings to you, Mod Chaos. Welcome. Starbucks? I mean... Starbucks doesn't have bunnies. Coffits? Coffits? I'm not sure about that. Bunnies and coffees or something like that. Rump coffee. Honeybee. I'm not sure people would buy those coffee beans. I'm not sure people would buy those coffee beans, honestly. Uh, Onion beam farm. I think that makes more reasonable. My favorite thing. You. I should have skipped the intro. Oh well, for anyone who has not seen it, here we are.
And for my very special grandson, I want you to have this sealed envelope. No, don't open it yet. Have patience. Now, listen close. There will come a day when you feel crushed by the burden of modern life. And your bright spirit will fade before a growing emptiness. When that happens, my boy, you'll be ready for this gift. Now, let Grandpa rest.
X amount of years later. Georgia. Join us. Thrive. Work. Rest. We work. Terminated. I'm not sure about that guy. I thought our character had actually a veil on right now for a second. Aw, he really doesn't like it here. Lies better with Joja. Sure.
Dear Mothia, if you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I lost sight of what mattered most in life. Real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deed to that place. My pride and joy, the Bunny and Bean Farm. It's located in Stardew Valley, on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. And now you'll honor the family name, my boy. Good luck, and love, Grandpa. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will you?
Alrighty. And well, we arrive in Stardew Valley. It is a very rural area. Not a whole lot going on. It has basic comfort, which is sufficient for us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you like Harvest Moon and the likes, this is very much in the spirit of Harvest Moon. I dare to say it has a bit more content and general things to it. And it's quite awesome. Hello, you must be Mothula. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's right now tidying things up before your arrival. The farm's right over here, if you'll follow me. This is the Bunny and Bean Farm. It's a little bit rustic. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there's some good soil underneath that mess. With a little bit of dedication, you'll have it cleaned up in no time. And here we are, your new home.
Ah, the new farmer.
Welcome, I'm Louis, mayor of Melican Town. You know, everyone's been asking about you. It's not every day that someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. So, you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. Rustic? That's one way to put it. Crusty might be a little more apt though. Rude. Now listen to her, Mothila. She's just trying to make you dissatisfied so that you buy one of her house upgrades. Anyway, you must be tired from the long journey. You should get some rest. Tomorrow, you ought to explore the town a bit and introduce yourself. The townspeople would appreciate that. I'm going to say it right now. Oh, he has something else to say before. Oh, I almost forgot. If anything's to sell, just place it on this box here. I'll come later during night to collect it. I changed his accent, I'm sorry. Well, good luck. I kind of forgot how it sounded. My memory is terrible. Either way, going to say it right now, I'm not going to do a whole lot of social interaction. I just don't really care much about that. Maybe a little bit of here, maybe a little bit of there. Maybe we even go after someone specifically, because you can marry and even get children in this game. But, well, we'll see. So, let's see, zoom level. I would like to see a bit more, so this is awkward. This is kind of awkward. 75%, that's sufficient for my taste. Then what else do we want to activate? Always show to hit location. Not always, no. So, alrighty, this is our little house. We have a TV. We can place it anywhere we want. Right click, actually, we can get the weather report, so we know whether it's going to be raining tomorrow or not. Fortune teller gives you basic information about your luck status. Basically, the game has really bad luck days and really good luck days, and those do influence where or how good you are off going certain places, doing certain things. Living off the land basically gives you hints. And we got a little gift. Here's a little something to get you started, may or lose. I'm going to see you, Zoltana, welcome. No, actually. I'm currently the only one in this house. Thankfully, actually. So, for me it's going to be just kind of lean back, relax, and probably stream during Easter. I mean, the problem about X is I don't really like X too much unless they're processed. So, on the bottom right we have an energy meter. Whenever I use a tool outside that is not the scythe, it will cost me energy. And also, now I can start planting. 3, 4, 5. I can start planting the parsnips that we got. So parsnips are a very basic thing to grow. The way you grow things is you just hold the ground, then you put the parsnips in it. Oh, we have 15. Put the parsnips in it. Also more ground. We have 6 more parsnips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And some mixed seed as well. Mixed seed... Oh, actually I have a lot of mixed seed. Huh. Mixed seed allows you to just kind of get something random. Usually not all that interesting or great, but can be something. Alrighty, and with this, we need to water everything. So you need to water everything every day, just once. And parsnips are growing rather quickly. So there's skills in this game. The main reason why I'm doing this, even though it's going to be the coffee, beans and rabbits, we need money somewhere from. So it can be kind of interesting trying to get some money sometime. And we will also need some way to build things and craft things, so yeah. essentially, money I get by selling items that I produce on a farm. I can also just go and harvest it. I could also sell the wood I want. I just gathering here, although the wood is way better for building. My inventory is extremely limited right now until I buy a pack upgrade, but that will take a while. So here we have one wild horseradish, and we can craft a wooden chest. We need a little bit more wood for that. What was it? 50, I believe. Thank you, Melakutuni, for the host. Appreciate that. So, I might be all over the place with my explanation, but that's because I mostly didn't prepare for that, since I kind of didn't plan on doing that quite yet. It was just more of a spur of the moment type idea. So the thing I really like about this game is just its atmosphere. Overall, it's really nice. Just relax, chill, do whatever you feel like. Fine. So we built the chest. We are going to put some things in there that we don't necessarily immediately need. Like the hoe, I'm not going to necessarily put anything more into the dirt, but it can be useful for other things. I will need the watering can, I may need the pickaxe, I may need the scythe. And the first days, or the first few days even, you are kind of limited in what you can do. So, my energy is nearing 0. I don't plan on being terribly efficient or doing a whole lot. I started on the wood farm, the forest farm. The forest farm has the nice thing that it does have grass around it, and you can find some things to forage, as in foraging goods like horseradish, that is just kind of growing around. You can find them in different spots every day. Oops, that was the wrong thing to use. There's also those tree stumps. You need an upgraded axe in order to remove those. They will give you, and they do respawn every day. That's a good thing. They give you hardwood, which is kind of tricky to come by, unless you, well, are on the forest farm. There's a different way to get those as well, reliably, but it takes longer, essentially. So, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm just going to knock down bricks. This is my goal. Until I run out of energy, and then I'm just running around collecting some stuff. So the mayor told us we should explore Stardew Valley. I'm more of the loner type characters. If I meet or interact with people, it will just kind of be still nice. It's not like I want to drive them away, but my main goal right now is trying to get towards our ultimate idea of coffee and rabbits. So how do we get coffee? We need coffee beans. How do we get coffee beans? Well, one of the more reliable ways. Also, we're starting to feel exhausted. We have 14 energy left. Each swing with the pickaxe, I believe, costs me 2 energy. One of the more reliable ways, yes, to get coffee beans is going down into the mines. The mines are not open yet. They will open later. Basically, someone needs to clear a boulder out of the way. Here we have Jazz. Jazz is a little girl. She just kind of likes to rope jump and play outside. Why not? There is 2 little kids in this entire village. Over here we have the wizard tower. At some point he might have something to say to us, the wizard that is. Also, fiber. What do you need fiber for? Not a whole lot. Usually you don't necessarily need it for much. This lady here is Haley. Haley is, well, the typical popular high school girl. Not my type of person, to be completely frank, so probably going to be mostly ignoring her. And here we find a lot of spring onions. So spring onions do grow here in, well, are quite numerous. Having that many spring onions already, however, is quite fascinating. Food, or spring onions in this case, do give you energy, so it would restore 13 energy to us. And it also restores 5 health. You can't take damage, specifically when we go down into the mine. This is going to be somewhat relevant. Horseradish is the same deal as spring onions. However, horseradish sells for more money than the spring onions. Save the community center? We will eventually, probably. As in, I'm not going for Georgia. I don't care about money. The thing is, I most likely will not even get to that point, but hey, let's just move and walk around, not worrying about that too much, just relax, lean back, and enjoy the vision, I guess. Thank you for the bits, I appreciate those. So that was the village. There were some people in there, but oh well. So this dude, hi. Greetings, I'm Demetrius, local scientist and father. Thanks for introducing yourself. So Demetrius is a local scientist. He does some science stuff. Not entirely sure what, but it has to do with nature and such. Up here, there would be the mine, but yeah, he needs to move the boulder out of the way for us. He will be eventually done. I don't actually know exactly when, but that's okay. This guy up here is Linus. He is homeless. Well, I mean, this is his home, but you get the idea.
A stranger?
Hello!
Hi. Don't mind me. I just live out here alone.
Also, you can give people gifts. Here, have a spring onions.
It is a great gift, thank you.
And you can get people to like you. How do you see whether they like you? Well, through the heart meter here. You can also put out his fire if you want to. But that's kinda mean. Let's not do that. And thank you for the host too, by the way. Appreciate that. So, what do we do? Well, we are very limited in our energy unless I want to just eat all the spring onions. I think we're going to bed. It is 5:30 PM already, and we are always waking up at 6 AM, so... yeah. Going to bed early to wake up early sounds like a fair deal to me. Once again, I'm not going to be aiming to do a whole lot of... what's the word? Optimization. Sleep for the night, go to sleep for the night indeed. Level 1 foraging. So, we learned how to craft field snacks. They are pretty decent. And we can combine different tree seeds for field snacks. And we can also craft wild seeds if we wanted to do that. Alrighty, new day. The first thing every day is watering your plants, unless it's raining. I actually really like rain in this game, most of the time. That way I don't need to water the plants. Watering plants also costs energy. It's not much, but it's energy that I could spend otherwise. Preferably. But at the same time, I also do gain farming skill by watering the plants. So it's not all bad. Farming skill will allow me to build sprinklers, and eventually I will not have to water anything myself anymore.
Hello there. Just get back from a fishing trip. You should come down to the beach sometime. I've got something for you.
And that's Willy. Willy's a good guy. Bit an old one, but at the same time, technically our character doesn't look much younger, although you could just argue he just dyed his hair white, because that's stylish. Which, why not? Sure, let's go with that. So either way, I'm going to go once ahead and break all the rocks. So I believe at the beginning of each month, which 1 month is 30 days by the way, at the beginning of each month you will have a little bit of growth of stuff around. Oh, a geode. I would like to get that geode. Let's get rid of the fiber, we don't really need it. And it's easy to come by. So geodes allow you to crack them open at the blacksmith for a small fee, and you get random rocks and stones and gemstones potentially out of it. You received a stone. I received a geode. You held up a geode. That was weird. I've never seen that before. Either way, I will want to go pretty deep into the mine rather quickly, so my goal is to pick up my mining skill by cracking up all those rocks. I can't crack open those rocks here, because they require a better pickaxe. We have a very, very basic pickaxe right now. You were in the food box again, several times. There's a food box in a food box, so that is definitely possible. So maybe we are all just living in a food box and just don't know about it. Who knows? Ooh, here's something interesting. Two things interesting. So this is a moral. It allows you to regenerate some more health. It's a bit of a rare sight to be able to get something like that just kind of on the ground. But this is kind of one of the advantages of the forest farm. That can just happen randomly. I'm going to pick it up, by the way. It's going to be gone the next day, so you do want to make sure you pick up things that are around. We got some more wild seeds. I don't really care enough about growing the wild seeds, or mixed seeds I guess it's called. I'm just going to store them for now. You can always grow them next season, which is next month, by the way. 1 month is 1 season. And just get the full benefit out of it. It's kind of a little bit strange, but that's okay. As in, you can basically get mixed seed in spring and get autumn things if you plant them in autumn. The game is not complicated. It just allows you to do that because mixed seeds are mixed seeds. It can be anything. The game is okay with that. It will just grow something that can grow this season. So, there are those little wiggly worms in the ground sometimes. You found an artifact. The curator of the local museum might want to know about this. Indeed. So, those wiggly worms, they can give you random things, artifacts, they can give you mud, they can give you stones, and various things. So, that's kind of why you not often want to keep the hoe on you. The hoe actually it's called. So, might as well pick up the fiber while we're not here, because why not? I want to let the grass keep growing overall. Not much of a reason to remove it, because I don't gain anything by removing the grass, let's put it that way. Yes, we want to start a rabbit farm. That is the plan. Hey Igor, welcome. You like this game? Nice. By the way, we have also a little map where we can hover over houses. I kind of wish I knew that earlier. Also, this is the journal. It will tell us about various tasks that we should accomplish, like archaeology. Give the thing I just found to go to the museum. To the beach. We are supposed to visit Willie at the beach before 5 PM. We will do that actually. Getting started, cultivate and harvest the parsnip. We are doing that right now. And introductions. We are supposed to greet everybody. My very first playthrough, I didn't greet everybody in the first year. Why would I? So here's an interesting one. I'm actually going to throw these things away for now. Throw these things away for now. Throw these things away for now. Actually, let's do this differently. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me throw this thing away for now. So, there's different quality. We actually got a gold star quality marl, holy cow. And if you're lucky, we can just get a gold star quality spring onion. Unfortunately, not gold star quality. Let me actually drop the geo to the ground. But it can only give me a gold star, or yeah, it can only give me a gold star if we can actually pick it up and have another slot open for more spring onions. Spring onions are really nice early resources for energy and health, which is like, I like stocking up on them. Let's just get rid of the fiber, we don't need it right now, and pick up the geode instead. So we got a silver spring onion. Basically they give you more energy, more health back, and they are also worth more if you sell them. This lady here is Leah. Hi. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, have a nice day. You could talk to them multiple times, and it does raise their affection a little bit if you talk with them every day, but oh well. You're putting your brain into standby mode for now, sounds like a good plan. Make sure you also have something proper to drink, and lean back and relax. So, why did I just throw away the spring onion and then pick up the daffodil? Well, the main reason is really that I want to just pick up stuff that is foraging goods. Because this will allow me to grow my foraging skill just a little bit every bit. This is the shop. On the board here you can see sometimes little tasks and the birthday of everybody. If you give someone a gift on their birthday, they like you a lot more than if it's not their birthday for that matter. So on the 7th, Mayor Lewis has birthday, so maybe we'll remember it. Also, most of the townspeople and villagers have their own schedule. During Tuesday, they tend to come over here and just practice and train. Those ladies over there are mostly the, let's say, parents and elder ones. You cannot necessarily get in a relationship with them. There's quite a few people you can get into a relationship with, but oh well, we may or may not even care about that. Bean starter, you know, we can sell the moral here. And also daffodil. So you can sell goods here that he basically relates to. You can technically sell the artifacts and the geode by putting into the bin next to your house, but this guy here can sell it more directly. You know what? Cauliflower is way more efficient for money, but let's just get started with the bean farm. It's not the correct type of bean, but hey, the thing. Also, a backpack, 24 slots of inventory. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be really nice indeed. So what that means is essentially I would like to get a backpack. But yeah. By the way, you can search through the trash cans if you want to. Sometimes you get really good things out of it. But if people catch you or just kind of are in the vicinity while you do that, they don't like you anymore. This is Elliot. Hi. Oh, the new farmer you've all been expecting, and whose arrival has sparked many a conversation. I'm Elliot. I live in a little cabin by the beach. It's a pleasure to meet you. I like this guy. Have a nice day, sir. And this is Willie. He is the guy that wrote us a letter that we are supposed to visit him. Hello! How are you doing, Willie?
Alright there, son. Heard there was a newcomer in town. Good to finally meet ya. I'm still trying to unwind from a month out in the salty seas. There's a big haul. Has all a lot of good fish. Finally saved enough to buy me a new rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. And hey, maybe you'll buy something from a shopping once in a while.
And he gives us a fishing rod, with which we can go fishing, if we want to. Receive the bamboo pole. Early on, fishing is actually one of your best income sources if you want to just go for straight money. And I might do that, basically just to... until the mine is open.
There's good water here in the valley. All kinds of fish.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh yeah, my shop's back open now. So come if you buy if you need supplies. I'll also buy anything you catch. If it smells, it sells. That's what old Poppy used to say anyway.
I do have long hair, but it's not luxurious. Well, at least that not anymore. So, we have a fishing rod. We don't have enough space to catch fish right now, but it's a thing we can do, which is kind of nice. So, that's that. This is Elliot's little cabin. It's very simple. He's basically a writer. This guy here, I have actually no idea what he does, but he has nice hair. He's like a Saiyan, probably Goku on vacation or something like that. And here we have the museum. Hello.
Abysmal. Not a single piece on the entire collection.
What kind of museum doesn't have any pieces in their collection? Well, one that just started, or doesn't do much themselves.
What's this? You found something. Let me see it.
Remarkable.
It's very old. I'd love to study this in greater detail, but it is yours. I've got a favor to ask you. Would you consider donating any artifacts or minimal that you find? You could make a groundbreaking discovery together. Oh, and who knows? If you keep donating, I might come across some interesting items to send your way. Think about it, will ya? If you decide to donate, just bring the objects to the front desk.
And indeed, if you donate specific items, he gives you rewards. If you donate, donate to museum. If you donate specific items, he gives you specific rewards. And if you donate enough items, he also gives you specific rewards. It's kind of straightforward, all things considered. So this is where... Oh, it's locked. Until 4 PM. He closes early. It's only 5 PM, buddy. This is where the blacksmith lives on there. On the right there, you have Joja Mart. I don't know what's in there. I don't usually go in there. You'll see what the deal with Joja Mart is soon enough, let's put it that way. Also, I should probably just go and plant my beans, because we got them, so yeah. So beans are a bit awkward, actually, in that when you plant the bean, you... Hey, a sparrow. I don't think I've seen you before. When you plant the bean, it... Eat the daffodil? Sure. When you plant the bean, it basically also has a beanstalk attached to it, which means you cannot walk through it, which actually makes it more awkward to raise beanstalks than you might initially think. So I kind of have to consider where I even plant those beanstalks, because you don't necessarily want to have them be in your way. So I'll do something along the lines of this. How many do I have anyways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or more. That's an awkward spot if I do that. Whatever, let's just do it. It's alright. Then I also need to water them as usual, otherwise they're not going to grow. The only downside of not watering is that they basically lose 1 day of growth. It's as if I planted them a day later. Each crop needs exactly 1 day, a specific amount of days in order to grow. And that's somewhat relevant because crops that take longer to grow usually also are more valuable, but at the same time they are also more time invested watering them. So it's a give and take. Level 1 mining, pickaxe proficiency, and we can build cherry bombs now. Ooh, we can build bombs. Not sure that's a good idea. Ooh! Fire. But what I oohed about is... No, go away! Rude! That was my seed. So crows can sometimes just pick away at your seed. That's really not nice. Either way, it's raining and don't have to water. Hooray! Advertisement. I keep finding cool stuff, but my backpack is full. Does this sound like you? Well, Pierre's got you covered. Stop by Pierre's General Store today and check out the affordable sized 24 backpack. See you soon. Sure. I mean, I would love to have it, but I don't have any money. Robin here. I know there's a lot of stones scattered around your farm. If you have surplus, you might consider having me build a well for you. Wells can be placed all over your farm and serve as a convenient place to refill your watering can. Just swing by my shop with 75 stones and 1000 gold, and when you're ready for it. Yeah, thank you. We can do that, but I'm not going to. Either way, since I don't have to water and I don't really have anything else to do, let's go fish. Because we might as well. Time for a scarecrow, yes. I actually need a specific level of foraging and farming skill in order to be able to build scarecrows. I can't do that right now. That was a hungry rabbit cloaked as a crow. Wow. Interesting. Foraging! Pick up stuff along the way. I think a really high foraging level actually is incredibly beneficial. So if it doesn't cost me too much time, might as well just pick up stuff along the way. Also, hacking down trees does increase my foraging level as well, and I don't have my hoe with me, and now I regret it because there's a thing I could hoe up, those little wiggly worms, but I can't because I don't have it with me. That's okay. So, it's raining. You get different fish when it's raining. The way you fish, by waiting. When that happens, you left click, and then you try to keep your little bar over the fish. So this is kind of tricky initially, especially when you don't have a high fishing level yet. We get a sunfish for that. And it also costs energy, it costs a lot of energy overall. Especially when you start off. And some fish are more tricky to catch than others. The sunfish was really easy to catch. This one is a bit more of a fighter. And I do have a really small green bar to basically be able to catch the fish. Like, it's still doable, but can be really difficult. And on some fish it will pretty much be impossible because they will be struggling too much. A large amount of base is nice. Either way, your fishing skill increases as you well fish. Surprise. Oh, and sometimes you get those random caches. What is in that cache? Well, we'll see. Random. And we get copper ore. And we also need this. And we get some coal. Both of those are quite handy. And let's see, I don't need the daffodil. It doesn't give me any energy eating it, so yeah. So, copper ore allows us to, well, create copper bars in conjunction with coal. Both of those will be needed eventually. What are we doing now? Just fish. Unfortunately, the music actually does not restart without you giving it a reason to restart, like entering specific areas and those kinds of things. Hang on. I'm going to eat the green algae. Algae, yes. This actually gives you a surprising amount of energy, which is kind of nice. I did not mean to do that. That's alright though. There's a little trick you can do, like time is just passing right now, and to give you a brief explanation, once it becomes midnight, your character gets the message of you feel very exhausted, you should go really to bed now. Once it is 1 AM, as in you go to sleep after 1 AM, you will have a energy penalty, or you will possibly have an energy penalty for the next day. And I did not mean to do that. As in, it's not guaranteed, but it's a decent likelihood, let's put it that way. Also, let's just eat I wanted to eat that, never mind then. It's a decent likelihood that you will start with an energy penalty, and since we are very limited through energy, well, that's less than ideal. If you don't go to sleep and it hits 2 AM, you pass out, straight up. And then you wake up back in your house, and, well, you will get a message of, hey, I found you passed out here and there, one way or anywhere. And, well, that's less than ideal, because sometimes you lose items, often you lose gold. And you also get a pretty severe energy penalty for the next day, so you don't want to be getting home too late. By the way, the more perfect, as in, if you catch a fish perfectly, those are a lot of different fish, by the way. Huh. If you catch a fish perfectly, it will have a higher chance of having higher quality. Like this largemouth bass is silver quality. Algae. You know what? We will get a bunch of coal anyways. Let's just get the algae here. Recover some energy. So there's a little trick you can do. Well, it's more of an exploit. If I open up the journal now, you can still hear the until basically the fish bites. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. But time does not pass while the thing is open. Also, we can just see here archaeology. Alright, we actually got money for donating an item to Gunther, so that's kind of nice. Either way, time does not pass while we're in the journal, but the timer for being able to fish something still passes, so we can just kind of do that. Eat the algae, sure. But I'm not planning on really using that too much. Also worth noting, the higher fishing skill is, the bigger the little green bar gets, in order that allows you to catch the fish. On a really high fishing skill, it's about twice, or even a bit more than twice as large as it is right now for us. So, alrighty. You may also have noticed our fishing bar is... Oh, that was the first failed catch. The only repercussion is that, well, you just lose energy for it. You don't get anything. The little fishing bar, the green one, already enlarged, which means we actually leveled up our fishing skill already. It's not that noticeable, but it's a little bit larger than before, which makes it a bit easier to catch fish, which is nice. The thing is, your skill applies directly, even if you haven't leveled it up yet, so to speak. As in, officially level it up. The level up message will always come overnight for the next day anyways. Tasty algae snacks, yep. And that's a silver quality chop, and we are out of backspace again. Alright, let's get rid of the maple seeds. I just really like maple seeds and maple trees, so I kind of wanted to plant them, but we need more space. We need a better backpack. I think one of the first things I'm going to do is purchase a bigger backpack. So here's the thing about getting that cash. By the way, I don't get it cash unless I catch the fish as well. I will get random items, but if those items are, well, nothing I already have, I won't have enough space. So this is bait. Bait is interesting, because you can put it on your fishing rod. You may have wondered, why do you throw it away if you can put it on your fishing rod? Not a very basic fishing rod. You need to have a slightly upgraded fishing rod in order to be able to do that. So, unfortunately that doesn't quite work. Oh my goodness. I did not mean to do that. I clicked on it and wanted to exchange it with the copper ore. Well, back into the water you go. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should... No, exchanging with copper ore. We are going to get plenty of copper if necessary. It's going to be fine. So, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, how was your day? And have you ever played this game? If you have played this game, what is your experience with it? Yeah, whatever. What have you done? Have you done something special, or have you focused on something specific? Have you just done everything? Have you played maybe just a little bit but couldn't necessarily get into it? And if you have never played this game, what is your first impression? On that note, if you feel like just kind of lurking, not necessarily saying much, that's perfectly acceptable. Well, not just acceptable, perfectly fine as well. Yep. My language is sometimes a bit weird. Let's see. Still waiting for the multiplayer, right. Right, that's a thing too. Multiplayer is supposed to come up sometime, but there's no official release date. And I think they are... Multiplayer should come out when they are ready. Algae, I would like to use it, but... You know what? Let's get rid of the wood and get algae instead. Isn't that silly? Either way, I'm okay with just waiting for multiplayer. You played it only about 15 hours when it first came out. I see. That's fair. 15 hours is quite a bit for, let's say, a quote-unquote little indie game. This, I believe, this entire game was developed by a single person, basically very much in the spirit of Harvest Moon, over the course of quite a long time, in fact, but you can definitely see this game is very much a labor of love. Oh my goodness, all those different quality fish. That's alright though. It's one of the few games I can't fudge. Wait. Can't read that during this fish day. Oops. It's one of the few games I can fudge being an orc in, or at least have green skin. Orc games are hard to find. Fair enough. You only played Harvest Moon back in the day. Stardew Valley slumbers in my Steam library for quite some time. I mean, honestly, if you just jump into it, you can lose, quote unquote. Not really lose, more like invest a lot of time into this game. But I think it's worth it overall. You're doing kind of a special run at the moment. You're doing everything you can without gaining farming experience. But that is pretty special indeed. If you found some trash, please don't throw away your trash into the pond. It's available for Linux, so you can play it. Nice. You guess our hope in April. Right, I heard something about those langs as well. Which, well, I might just play this with someone sometime. If it comes out by then, if not. So many people recently-ish have played this game, I just wanted to play this game some more. Such an addictive game. You've only had one playthrough, but you're waiting multiplayer as well. Nice. Yeah, as I said, I've actually never done a complete playthrough even. Like, I've just stopped at some point, but every single time I feel like, yeah, that was nice. I'm okay with that. Like, I kind of planned long term, but I don't necessarily plan on sticking to it, because this game is nice in the way that you can just casually play it, maybe plan for a few things, just start doing certain things, and if you just feel like, okay, I'm done, then that's good. That's good enough. He also added some content which he didn't want at first. Right. That's kind of the perils of, let's say, your indie game becoming rather famous because it's so good. It's like people want more and more and more and more, and you eventually just kind of cave in to certain things because people just request certain things. In a sense, it's, I feel like, a lot like Notch and Minecraft, where he didn't even want to have half blocks. I believe something, or someone said at some point, was just like, yeah, I like half blocks in that game, really, I really do. Oops, I didn't get the treasure cache, whatever. I really like half blocks in that game, in Minecraft. I think they are a fantastic addition, but it's just kind of like, it was not in his vision, it was not something he necessarily wanted, and I can respect that. But the problem is that, well, when I ask someone about something, that's one request or one question. But when millions of people play your game, and just like 1% of those millions ask the same question because they just really think that's an interesting question or would like to have, nothing ill-willed or ill-spirited, it can be, well, a lot of the same question, and eventually just feel like, alright, if so many people want that, let's just give it to them. And yes, Plushy, your messages are showing. I think so, yes. You prefer using bait for your crab pots. Nice. You actually brought crab poots, but that's okay. Just kind of saying, that is more to point out that your messages are indeed showing up. Alrighty, Let's see. Let's just sell the fish. The way you sell fish is either you sell them directly to Willy or you put them in here, which is an indirect method of selling. You just get it overnight, essentially. Who gets those items and sells them? I have no clue. Might be a scary question to ask, but that's okay. So, that was fishing. I'm okay with fishing for now. And we get to sleep. Why important to make it easily moddable? I guess. Level 1 fishing, level 2 fishing, and we can make our own bait now. So, just from a little fishing we get 1,247 gold. That's a lot of gold actually for a little bit of fishing. Quote unquote a little bit. I mean, I've been done nothing but fishing. And if you don't necessarily like the fishing process, it can be quite lengthy in that sense. But I like fishing. Relaxing, I can just lean back, not do a whole lot, and don't worry about it. So I can, by the way, water diagonally, no problem. No more crows so far, which is nice. So, and I'm out of water right around now. Just filling it up in the little pond. And that's that. I think I'm going to do the same thing again, just go fishing. And also a little bit of foraging, might as well. We can see you, Drunkoran, welcome. How are you doing? Playing Mind Magic before, you sent me down a rabbit hole. You found mod that merges the words of Mind Magic 6, 7 and 8 into one big game. And oh me, all this time I will lose. Haha. Right, I heard of that mod. I've actually not even looked at it, to be completely frank with you. But I heard about that. Sounds intriguing if you ask me. By the way, the higher foraging skill gets, the higher chance you have for higher quality, well, foraging goods that you've just picked up. Very neat. And this is basically the easiest way to get foraging experience. Hey, we get a gold spring onion. Nice. With the spring onions, there's one trick that you can do where if you have all your inventory slots occupied and only one gold spring onion, you try to pick up an onion, it doesn't work. You click about it 50 times and eventually it works and you have two gold spring onions. Basically you can only pick up gold ones. However, for some reason, that only works with spring onions. Nothing else. I have no clue why, but that's okay. Extra Credits did a good YouTube video on the balance between the developer steering the game and the player steering the game. Essentially it's good to listen to the players, but it's not a good idea to try please everyone, especially if it doesn't match the designer's vision. Yes, I think that sounds about like a nice summary of how we should handle it. Can be really difficult overall, but that's kind of how I think sounds about right. I have not watched the Extra Credits video, but I feel like that is kind of a nice way to put it. Let's actually see, is the rock already gone up there? Could I go mining? Because I want to go mining sooner rather than later. To get some leeks. Hooray. Leeks are actually really good for health. Nope. Still doing that. Hey, buddy, do you want a leek?
This is a great gift, thank you.
I should have gifted him the silver spring onion instead. The higher quality your goods are, the more affection people gain. You also can only give them 2 things per week. Kind of weird, but well. Basically, I feel like if I just keep fishing until we are able to go into the mines, I will be able to afford a backpack by then. So that's nice. By the way, is there a way to, or a method to restart the music? Like by muting it and unmuting it again? I'll try. Because I really like the music overall, it's just really relaxing, let back and chill. Let me actually see real quick. What happens if sound music volume? I can't immediately disable thingy, so nope. Lock toolbar. Oh, up and down. I see. Zoom buttons, light quality. Hi. That's nice. I didn't even realize I didn't have the highest light quality. That's okay. So, did you already start playing this Drangor with Might Magic 6, 7 and 8? Also, that sounds like a ginormous project to get all of those to work at the same time. Where do you even start in that game? And how does it work with the starting zone of, let's say, Might Magic 7 has a specific starting zone, 8 has this one as well. I don't know about 6. But 7 is very iconic and where you just kind of do the busy work over there and then you're kind of done with it. And it's also a relatively low level area. What happens when you go to those areas? Are they leveled up or is it just kind of the exact same level area as it was before? Because, well, that's kind of how it works. How does it work, if I may ask? Treasure chest. More bait. Unfortunately, no use for bait right now. Summer background effects bothers me a little. There's a buck buzzing sound that reminds me more of corpses and bees and things. Okay. I don't have those kinds of imagery in my head since I rarely play anything in that direction anyways. So I'm okay. But fair. You can tone down all the different slides as for volume, so well, that's nice. Oops. By the way, this is driftwood. Driftwood is trash. There is a recycling machine you can use to turn trash into useful things, but most of the time it's not really worth the time. Like, it doesn't cost you anything putting the trash into the machines, aside from time. Like, you could say it doesn't cost you any money or resources, which is true to the extent that, well, just a recycling machine, creating it or getting it somehow costs you resources. But generally speaking, it's just not really worth it. Driftwood, goodbye. I should have eaten the algae. Stones, frozen tear. Frozen tears are some form of mineral that you find in the mines. Let's eat the algae. Because we need energy, but also more importantly, we need space in our backpack. We could just straight up eat the fish raw, by the way. I mean, they are pretty good energy. I can't imagine them tasting good. Especially since it's fish. Fish doesn't taste good in the first place. I'm sorry. You started in the 7th game. You choose which game starting area you want, and depending on your start, it somewhat limits your starting team a bit. But everything is in its 8th engine, so 5-man teams even in earlier games. Apparently after the main story progression, you unlock the ability to travel to the other continents by boat. Oh, so it's not like they are literally connected by you go west of Murmurwoods and land in somewhere in the other games. So it's more like travel by boat to get over there. And you have to complete one game in order to get the next one, I take it. Alright, that's simpler than I expected it to be, but makes sense. It's a more reasonable project than what I immediately envisioned. Current patch of the game has some primitive level scaling implemented, but early versions simply stitch the games together without balancing. I see. So juicy sweet. The fish? No. Make sashimi? You can have the sashimi. I'm sorry. I did go to a sushi bar. Turns out I don't like sushi. I knew that beforehand, but it was still something worth trying. Like, I enjoyed my time there, really. For reference, I was in a sushi bar in Japan, and just kind of... It was an experience. It was fascinating to me. Kind of reminded me of a video where some dude just put a camera onto the sushi bar little rolling thing. Oh, there's bubbles. If you fish in bubbles, you actually get quicker catches, but they actually have limited... I missed. Whatever. They have limited quality the fish can be. Either way, it reminds me of that video where someone put a little camera onto one of those sushi bar rolly thingies. And it's actually kind of adorable looking, but that's exactly the type of sushi bar I was in. Also worth noting, unless you get explicit permission, generally speaking, I don't think it's allowed, question mark, to just post videos online of people in Japan or something like that. I think they seem to have rather strict rules about those kinds of things. Now I hit. Maybe that's just for... yeah, specific circumstances. That guy was tricky to catch. Can't make sashimi without the recipe in kitchen. Oh, in-game sashimi. Ah, I see. I didn't connect the dots. Let's get the treasure chest. The thing is, it can be so good that I really want it and just throw away a fish instead. Kind of unlikely though. But hey, doesn't cost me too much to try. Nope, just a bit of coal. Oops. You have had one sushi tab, you liked it, but you think it may have been more shrimp than fish? I mean, shrimp is fine. Shrimp is probably the type of seafood that I'm the most okay with, let's put it that way. I generally don't like seafood, but shrimp is one of those that's just kind of like, yeah, with right seasoning and preparation, I actually like it to an extent. Still not my favorite, but it's fine. By the way, I think we level up our fishing again. I think the fishing bar is slightly larger. And we get iron ore, which is interesting. You wouldn't get iron ore for quite a while, but that's okay. What is at this point the chance to get a very rare aqua sword? I have to admit, I did not even know that was a thing. I've never seen an aqua sword. I've gotten a treasure cache before, which is worth a lot of money. I don't know how much money, but I know I would be able to purchase a backpack right away if I found that. I had no idea there was an aqua sword. Let's see. You only need some main story progression to be able to jump to the other continents, so you can keep simultaneous progression in the games. I see, that's nice. That's kind of nice. Alrighty, we are fishing 3 more times and then we move back. And then we should be able to afford finally a bigger backpack. Isn't that lovely? And I feel like we will probably keep coming back here until the mines are open. Because I want to just deep dive into the mines. And some of the enemies can drop coffee beans. I don't even know which ones anymore. Feel free to tell me which enemies can drop coffee beans. I think that's okay. Ding! Bullet. New record. I don't even know whether you can even see how large the bullheads are. Oh, this dude. Hello! Oh, you just moved in, right? Cool. This is Sebastian. He didn't tell us his name. He is the son of Robin, who lives here, and the other guy, Dimitri, that we met earlier. And yeah. He's one of the relationship options if you want to get married. By the way, it doesn't matter which gender you are, you can marry any of the guys anyways. Or the girls for that matter. But yeah. Once again, not terribly interested. I'm sorry. So, alrighty. For the next tomorrow, I will want to have the watering can and the scythe. Scythe for a specific reason. You will see. And we go to sleep. Good night. Level 3 fishing. We can now craft crab pots. I wonder what they cost. Neptune's glaive is... Oh, that's the aqua sword. Neptune's glaive. We didn't get quite as much money this time. Coffee is awesome. Brewed. Nearly everyone likes it as a gift. And the dog loves it. Yes. Hi, who are you? That lady has an afro or something like that. Or not. At least not according to the portrait.
Hello, Mothula. You see this cat here? I found it sitting outside the entrance in your farm. I think it's a stray. Poor little thing. I think it likes this place. Don't you think this farm could use a good cat?
Will you adopt a cat? Yes. What do we name the cat? And ladies and gentlemen, while we try to decide on a cat name, I'm going to take a very short break. I need some food actually. I just realized. Probably a good thing to do. Also make sure you stay hydrated and well fed. Be right back. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm somewhat back. Let me see real quick whether you may have come up with something interesting. A cool name, a fierce name, a fun name, Mittens. Unfortunately, my suggestion of the exotic Diarividing Andayadatang may be too long. Perhaps Bob. I don't know that reference though. Coffee and Rabbits was too long for the farm name. Yes, I guess. Could name the cat Starbucks, though I'm more of a Panera fan. Capulus? Coffee in Latin. I like it actually. Maybe Arabica or Cappuccino? Cappuccino is interesting. I like cappuccino actually as well. Luwak, that's high quality coffee from the cat poop. Right, that was a thing, wasn't it? Was it cat poop or was it some other poop? Either way, people seem to do that. Let's just give her a normal name like Senpai. No. Latte is a cute name. Latte? No. I'm sorry. For Germans. Yeah, I mean latte. Obviously, it was referring to the coffee, but there is an implication with in German, Swiss German also, in case you're wondering about that. So I actually really like the cappuccino, or I also really like the suggestions of. Which one was the other one? Capulus. Oh. So either Capulus, 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 or Cappuccino. How cappuccino? No. How do you even write that again? Cappuccino. Cappuccino. I mean, cappuccino fits in its full length. Cappu would be a nice shortened version. It was coffee beans swoop out some kind of monkeys. Capulus and Kapu would have both the Kapu in it. Well, with 1 and 2 P's. So, yeah. We can go with Kapu. Actually, let's just go with cappuccino, honestly, because might be a bit. I'm not going to remember what the Capulus was about anymore. Puccino. So, is that okay? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move with cappuccino. Well, little cappuccino, you be a good kitty now, okay? Meow. I wasn't looking for anything. I'm not even sure how that letter even came up in the first place, to be completely honest. We have another letter. Hi.
I've got some new items in stock. A deluxe fishing pole and some bait that you can attach to it. You can use bait to make fish bite faster. Hope to see you soon.
Willie. Basically, he has new stuff in stock because, well, we just upgraded or leveled up our fishing skills some further. Speaking of which, we actually learned how to make crab pots. We need 3 iron bars and 40 wood per crab pot. That's actually pretty reasonable to me. I might just make that sometime. I don't know. Also, we have more mail. To our valued JojaMart customers, our team members have removed the landslide caused by our drilling operation in the mountain lake. I'd like to remind you that our drilling operation is entirely legal, pursuant to initial L61091 JojaCo amendment. Responsible stewardship of the local environment is our top priority. We apologize for any inconvenience this action may have caused. As always, we value your continued support and patronage. Morris, Joja Customer Satisfaction Representative. Yeah, right.
Dear Armor Mothula, I'd like to apologize for joking about your grandpa's old cottage when we first met. It's a really nice little house.
Oh, wait. That is Robin. She has a bit of a weird voice sometimes. However, you might need some more space someday. That's where I can help. If you bring me some raw materials and pay a fee, I can expand your house. The first expansion I offer includes a kitchen. With a kitchen, you'll be able to cook any recipes you've learned. Anyway, I hope you're starting to feel at home in Stardew Valley. Your local carpenter, Robin. Thank you. Alrighty, we can harvest the parsnips. We've completed the thingy. Reach farming level 1 and craft a scarecrow. And build a coop. Coops are for rabbits. You could also have chickens in them, but they're mainly for rabbits, let's be honest here. So, we have got plenty of parsnips. And with plenty of parsnips, we can just sell them. We can also give them to people for, well, gifts. But why would we do that? Alrighty, fiber. Sure. Also frozen tea. I think we could just sell that instead. Alrighty. Hooray! Parsnips, we don't have to, well, water as many plants anymore. Isn't that lovely? Cappuccino better not eat the rabbits. Yeah, I would prefer if that didn't happen. In case you're wondering, no, that cannot happen, but... yeah... Wow, I can't go through here. Because I don't have a scythe to whack away the bushes. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a little trick here with the spring onions. I have spring onions here, and I'm going to be able to pick up more gold spring onions by filling up my inventory. This is probably the one little trick that I'm going to be doing, because I want to go into the mines very soon. In fact, I can actually start doing that today. Might as well. So, how do we do this? I'm going to just fill up my inventory, right-clicking those with fiber. Or anything really, just fill up your inventory. And then we try to pick it up. And we have 2 gold spring onions now. That was pretty quick actually. Normally you have to click about 20 more times. And there's only 1 today. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alrighty, let's go get backpack. Then we go and grab our pickaxe. And then we go into the mines. Hooray! On the way there, I'm going to be eating a little bit more of my food, so I'm just going to be enjoying the environment music. It's Farmer Mothula, who would like to purchase a backpack. Indeed, the next backpack costs us 10,000 gold, which adds another row of inventory spaces, which would be really nice, but yeah. So, in case you're wondering, what can you do with a cat? You can pet it. You can also fill up its water bowl. That's it, actually. Does this make all the spring onions turn on Kubi gold? Yes, actually it does. As a matter of fact. Alrighty, we don't need to be having the fishing rod anymore for a while. I'm going to keep at least 1 gold spring onion. We get the other spring onions. Pickaxe and... Do I get the hoe with me? No, we don't need the hoe for now. Also, I would like to rearrange my inventory. Watering can. Why would I bring the watering can with me? That's just silly. Either way, the Georgia people have removed the rock, and now we can go into the thingy, the mine. There's our little kitty. Where is our little kitty actually? Hello? Hi! Enjoy the sleeping. Meow. Greens to you, Grobbly. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. You can make the cat love you eventually. It's good karma. I guess, in a sense. So, getting started. We got a bit of money for it. Isn't that nice? Ooh, leak along the way. Nice. Hello.
Please don't destroy my tent.
Wow. I have no such intention, good sir. As we enter the mines. His name is Marlon. I did not know that before.
I was just peering down into this old mine shaft. It's been abandoned for decades. Still, there's probably good ore down there. A dark place undisturbed for so long. I'm afraid ore isn't the only thing you'll find. Here, take this. You might need it.
And he gives us a sword. We received a rusty sword.
Name's Marlon, by the way. I run the Adventurers Guild right outside. I'll keep my eye on you. Prove yourself, and I think about making you a member. Take care.
Alrighty, those are the mines. Every 5 levels you get an elevator to bring you back up, and that basically also saves your progress at the same time. How do you make progress? You hack some rocks, eventually find a staircase and can go further down. And sometimes in regular rocks you find ore. Sometimes you find ore that is guaranteed in those rocks. Sometimes you find quartz just along the way. And sometimes you find enemies that you need to fight off because, well, why not? So we got a sword for that purpose. We get a cherry bomb. Isn't that nice? Cherry bombs basically are, well, kind of exactly what it sounds like. Also, on the right side you can now see we do have a health bar indeed. It is separate from the energy bar. So, let's see. The barrels here do contain usually quite a few things. We got hardwood, which is basically wood you need for certain buildings. Usually wood is good enough. Actually, most of the time hardwood is not all that useful, in fact. Bug meat, because we defeated the bug just accidentally along the way, which we can turn into bait. And we've got quartz, which is can be turned into refined quartz, used for some recipes. Amethyst, I think that's just a gemstone, so you can either sell or, well, give as a gift. Here we have a slime. Slime drops slime. If you have enough slime, you can actually make a slime egg eventually if you want to. Either way, let us try to go further down. It is random and also luck-based, specifically in-game luck-based. How quick you find the ladder. Right now we seem to have pretty good luck in terms of, well, going down the ladders. We open this, great, and we move further down. We reach the 5th level. And we're just going to keep going down. Ooh, a lot of ore. So, those crabs are actually interesting, or those stone thingies, I don't know. Also, let's use a cherry bomb here. Deals a decent explosion, you can still pick up the ore, it's not destroyed, so that's kind of nice. You also can find geodes down here. Those rocks here only ever drop regular stones, but 2 of them. Sometimes you want to just have stones, so can be nice. Also, enemies can also drop stairs, so you can go through levels also by combat. Which is nice, because combat does not cost you any energy, just swinging the weapon. But at the same time it is more time consuming than just whacking rocks, so you want to strike a nice balance. Combat is also a skill that you can level up and can get better at. You deal more damage, your swings, I think. Actually, I don't know. And also enemies give you nice items sometimes, like this guy just gave us an amethyst. I did not even know they could do that. Turn it into the mana sword. Well, we need to find some chests to duplicate orbs from though. Well, we will find chests, but I don't think we find orb upgrades. We find just straight up upgrades for our weapon. Probably. This area is overrun with monsters, which means we have to defeat all the monsters in order to progress one further level down. Oh, and we got a small magnet ring. What that does is the absorb radius for the items to get over to me is slightly increased. So, overrun with monsters is kind of like, well, doesn't cost me energy, but it might cost me health if I get hit often. Plus my weapon is not all that great. It's actually the weakest weapon there is, I believe. If we are lucky, we'll find more weapons along the way. We will eventually find a guaranteed weapon once we get a certain amount of levels down. Also, my energy and also health gets kind of low. I'm just going to start eating spring onions. Thankfully, time stops while you're eating, so don't need to worry about that too much. I need to grow a mana tree first, nice. Alright, going to eat my last toast here. Be right back. Alrighty, we reached level 10 and we found some boots for our trouble. Every 10 floors you get a little reward in a chest. It can get better and better and better, and well, that was a pretty lengthy floor. I apologize, Moon Chaos, I know, but I didn't have a choice, did I? Well, I guess I could have gone back upstairs, but that would also kind of been silly. So, floors tend to get different at, well, different levels. The lower you go, the you find different enemies, you find different ore. It actually gets more and more difficult for the basic pickaxe to destroy some rocks. Also, did I just get another monster infested floor? That is really not useful for me. Hang on. We can go back up to the mine, but we do have our save point at floor 10. Yes, it's still a monster infested floor. That's actually pretty unfortunate, because while it doesn't cost me energy, it is really slow and it does cost me a lot of time there. Ooh, this guy has a star above its head. Also, starting on this floor here, we get a small magnet ring for our trouble, thanks to that. It does actually stack, yes it does. So this floor here, bees, or insects I guess, can just swarm here. Here we get an earth crystal, just a little crystal that you can use for crafting. A little bit of stuff is used for some things, but for the most part, you can just sell it really. Or use it as a gift if you really want to do that. Alrighty, way down has appeared. Okay, so here we have a little bit of a special floor. These are railroad tracks, and I believe this floor is always on the same level, like level 12 should always be this one. At the end of the rail track, we find a minecart with coal. Only once though, you can only ever get this once. And guaranteed stairs at the end too, which is nice. I would like to just get further down, because a lock seems to be really good currently in game, so I want to just take advantage of that and get as far down as possible, preferably. So the monster infested floors were actually rather unlucky in the grand scheme of things, but interesting enough, they don't have much to do with luck after you know where they are, because it is predictable which floors are monster infested, which ones are, well, regular. So we are on floor 15. Just keep digging down further into the mines, further and further. It is 10:50 PM, so getting another 5 level might be a bit of a stretch to try and achieve. We will see. Oh, there's a staircase down already. So we are 2 levels away. Almost midnight. We need to hurry up a bit here. I don't think those tracks have a minecart at the end. I don't know though. You'll not figure it out right now. You're starting to feel exhausted. Each swing costs me a bit of energy here. So this is 13 more swings I can use. I just don't want to worry about that too much. It is midnight. I need to hurry up quite a bit. Just one more floor, come on. There would be some goods in the middle of this section here. This is basically a spiral until you get into the middle. Basically just a bunch of barrels you can open and potentially get quite some sweet things in there. Also, this is a little event where we are attacked by bees and we are out of here. For our troubles, we get a better sword. Resist a steel small sword. 4 to 8 damage. We have +2 speed. And 2 to 5 damage. No speed. Goodbye. You were useful. And now I need to get back home. Once again, if it is past 1 AM, I have a chance at getting a energy penalty. So I will potentially get one. We will see. But at the same time was our biggest contender rather than energy this time around, because we do have plenty of spring onions. So that's that. Also, it is faster to go back through the north route rather than through the town, even though you would think, oh, but you're going back over to the left, aren't you? Isn't that slower? No, actually it's not really, which is kind of interesting to think about. If I could find my way back home, that is. I can't say things. Either way, let's actually go ahead and sell stuff real quick. Mirror crystal. I'm going to keep the green algae. Selling the amethyst for now, don't need the bug meat. Keep the cherry bombs, they're useful. I'm going to sell the quartz for now. Keeping the slimes, because maybe I want to build a slime farm on my own at some point. Unlikely though in this case, because we just want to focus on coffee and such. So, that's that for now. Meow, good night. 140, I will maybe get a penalty. Level 1 farming proficiency, +1 hope proficiency, new crafting recipe. Basically proficiency just does a little bit of something passively. You don't even need to worry about it. New crafting recipe, scarecrow. We can now build a scarecrow. And level 1 combat, plus 5 HP, and we can make a sturdy ring now. I don't even know what that does. And greetings to you, Heshla. Yes, actually. But thank you, I appreciate that. I still don't believe it. I apologize. So, fortune teller, welcome to the Welvik's Oracle. If you seek hidden knowledge of the future, well, you've come to the right place. The spirits are somewhat mildly perturbed today. Luck will not be on your side. That's unfortunate. Hi, who are you?
Hi there. Good morning. I noticed that you've been breaking some rocks open and finding ore. That's good. If you want to get the most out of your ores we find, you'll need a furnace. Just so happens I had an extra set of blueprints lying around. Here, I want you to have them.
Thank you. Learn how to craft a furnace.
The furnace allows you to smelt iron metal bars. The bars can be used for crafting, construction and tool upgrades. When you smelted a few copper bars, consider having me upgrade one of your tools. It can make your work a lot easier. Well, okay, I'm heading home. Take it easy.
Thank you, Clint. Have a nice day, sir. And indeed, we can now craft furnaces. We need 25 stones and 20 copper. It's actually pretty hard to read on this distance. We have plenty of those, actually. So we can make a furnace. Or two. Mitchell's making two, because having only one is a bit awkward. And we would need at least 5 ore in order to start smelting them. Right. We will get more ore, no problem. So I'm going to leave the spring onions here for now. Same deal as before, we get the watering can back. And we have mail. Hi.
I see you've been exploring the old mine. You've got the adventure spirit, that much I can tell. If you can slay 10 slimes, you'll have earned your place in my adventure skill. Be careful.
Alrighty, Marlon. We can do that, no problem. By the way, this tree just has grown. It kind of robs me of my vision. Maybe I want to cut it down sometime. Gives me more wood, so that's nice. And potentially some seeds to plant more trees. And make more wood. Trees grow really fast in Stardew Valley, so not too much to worry about cutting them down. Oh, right, there's more stuff I planted down here. The hoed ground eventually becomes, well, not hoed anymore, and you kind of need to hoe it again if you want to plant stuff again, but for now we're fine. I could also build a scarecrow now. It costs me 50 wood, 1 coal, 20 fiber. 50 wood, 1 coal, 20 fiber. I don't have 50 wood. We'll do that some other time. But I can use the fiber for now, because once again we want to go and grab some more gold spring onions, preferably. By the way, swinging the sword, once again, does not cost you any energy, which is quite nice. We currently have Saturday. I actually missed something. That's okay though. Tomorrow will be another day. Quite literally, in fact. I missed a plant. That's alright. That is okay. Ooh, spring onions. Alrighty. Same deal right now. Just fill up your inventory with some random stuff. And then inventory full, inventory full, inventory full, inventory full, inventory full, inventory full, and we get a spring onion, a gold one. They are literally twice as good, which is why it's kind of worth it doing this anyways. If tomorrow wasn't another day, we would have a big issue coming our way. Maybe. A little bit. Wrong. What is the interact button? Oh, X. I can just use X instead of mashing the left mouse button. On keyboard, I can mash about 10 times per second without trouble. Mouse, I'm actually slightly faster, but the mouse moves away, so that's kind of awkward. What an exploit! Yes, it's a minor one. So I think I'm okay with it. Makes the early section not as much of a hassle in terms of just eating that many spring onions every time. Like, we do have plenty of spring onions to replenish food, but it's just... you eat them so often. That's alright. Time to sleep. Heine Muller, thank you for dropping by. Rest well and have a pleasant evening. Take care. I keep wanting to press tab in order to bring up the minimap in order to know where I need to go. Because... yeah, there's no minimap like that. There's a map, but it doesn't tell you the exact layout of the areas. I've played a fair bit of Heroes of Hammerwatch recently, I guess. Missed a plant. Did I miss a plant? Hang on. Speaking of missing a plant, I need to bring on this back. And I'm going to take my axe here and start cutting down this tree. I didn't miss a plant, I see now. Took me way too long to see that, but I appreciate the shout out. Once again, nothing really happens aside from it not producing for one less more day, but that may or may not be relevant. Kitty! I'm not planning on playing co-op anytime soon. Not really planning, to be honest. Hang on. I just saw something there. A leak. Leaks are just really good. Initiation. Need to slay 10 slimes. I've slain way more than that, buddy. Smelting. Use your furnace to smelt a copper bar. We will do that eventually. Deeper in the mine. 40 levels. Sure. No problem. We will eventually want to upgrade our pickaxe to a copper pickaxe and then iron pickaxe, just so we are going to be digging faster. 20. Let's see how far we can go today. So, it did tell us that we don't have that much luck right now, so it'll probably take a fair bit long each time for even finding the staircase to the next level. But, you know, we are still going to make progress here, so that's nice. Bees! As you can see, we deal a decent amount of damage more now. Those things took ages before. Don't take quite as long anymore. I'm going to be mostly focusing on picking up those copper notes. There are 3 swings with the pickaxe, so it's relatively inefficient in terms of trying to just find my way down, but I will need more copper. I need plenty of copper overall. Like, it's almost too difficult to not have enough copper. Eventually, you don't necessarily need it anymore, but it's always handy to have some spare anyways. But so there's that. Good morning, Kishura. Welcome. How are you doing? Hope you had a pleasant rest. You're surprised by the paladin? Paladin also surprised me. He, well, with just 1 point into Whirlwind was really strong. It might just have been that you didn't get particularly good items before, just kind of a pure chance. But yes, Paladin is pretty strong. There is some barrels over there. We are just delving deeper into the mine instead. I'm prioritizing mine depth over random items. Right now anyways. You always do kind of need copper. Ripshura. So, by the way, you can knock down those big boulders, but there's never the staircase under them. Also, we need energy, so let's just start eating it. There's never a staircase under those big boulders, and they take a lot of swings. Which, well, we don't have that much energy yet. Nice, Quadlight. It might just be that the skills you chose were not necessarily suited for combat, but now they are. The Whirlwind is indeed very, very handy for a paladin to just deal decent damage, and then if you have Juggernaut at a higher level, and maybe even charging through enemies on top of that, I feel like you can deal a tremendous amount of damage just, well, waltzing through enemies, literally. So, more of those copper notes. But yeah, it's a good point. I was actually just thinking, when do you start needing really copper? Never really. Like, you might just only need so many to upgrade your tools, but there's so many crafting recipes that just include copper one way or another. It is pretty easy to acquire, but at the same time, you will need to go and get it if you want to acquire it, so to speak. So it would take some time. Bug. If you let those little thingies live for too long, they will actually turn into those bigger bugs. There's that too. We have not found the staircase in a while now. Bit unfortunate, but expected, because we are having a slightly bad luck day. Not even a particularly bad luck day. Wow. By the way, there's the idea of people finding the staircase down to the next area, close to the entrance. I dare to say that is basically just confirmation bias, that there's no reason why the exit or the stairs down would spawn closer to the entrance than not, as in programming reason anyways. Because why would you even do that? No, I think it's more likely that because you always start at the entrance and you start usually hacking rocks there, that's why you find the staircases there more often. So that makes more sense to me. So on the bright side, we do get more and more digging experience. And also a little bit of combat once in a while. Which can be nice if they drop a staircase. They don't. By the way, you may have noticed that bing! That's a critical hit. There are critical hits in this game. Ooh. Earth crystal. Ha! Gullible K. Blessings from HP region, less cost to HP region, less life leech. Interesting. The rock and number of rocks remain. I see. Interesting, Rubbly. That makes sense. From MP region, I mean. Oh, you changed to HP region. Interesting. I was actually intending to go and switch over to just pure skill damage output on my pally, just to see how that might work out. So, what does happen in this event? We kind of skipped it last time because I finally managed to find the staircase. Well, you get swarmed with insects. Not all that pleasant, because combat in this game is actually really basic. Like, it's as simple as it looks, and you have as few options as it looks like, except that you, the weapons do have a special property, like you can block with them. With the sword anyways here. so you have a little bit of option, but not a whole lot, really. Okay, let's get the ore before we go further. Always need some more copper. By the way, the staircase can never be on the bushes, in case you're wondering. But it can be hidden in enemies, which means if we defeat those enemies here, we can build staircases downstairs out of their bones, I guess? I don't even know how that is supposed to work, but... oh well. Bzzz. I apologize for the bzzz, but I need some more energy to be able to sustain. Wong, wong, wong. By the way, yes, you can hit them with other tools as well, aside from the sword, but once again, swinging those tools is what costs you energy. Swinging a sword doesn't cost you energy. A lot of bug meat. I could make a lot of bait with that, and crab pots if I wanted to craft crab pots. Which wouldn't be a bad idea, really. Boom, boom, boom. On the right side, by the way, you might just think, oh my goodness, you're just unlucky. But at the same time, I get rocks. Rocks are really handy as well for a lot of things. On top of that, I keep getting more and more experience. Every time I smash a rock with my pickaxe, I get more experience in... let's see, 2 more. I do get more experience in mining, and that is really good. Higher mining experience gives you better stuff. Not really. The swing the pickaxe basically costs less energy. And there we go. My last spring only needs to be reached level 30. There does not seem to be a chest here. That's kind of weird. Isn't there normally supposed to be a chest here too? Can I make bombs yet? Can I make cherry bombs? Oh, interesting. You only get experience for mining in the mines by smashing the grey rocks or ore veins. Really? I guess I was wrong then. Cherry bombs can be worth it, especially if you're running out of energy, since planting bombs does not cost you any energy. Alrighty, learned something new. I was wrong, guys. That's okay. Good to be corrected. You get 1 experience for rocks outside the mines. I see. But inside the mines, the regular ones don't give you anything. That's good to know. Whee! Level 2 mining. We can now craft a staircase. So we can actually use 99 rocks to craft the staircase to the next floor. Which, well, maybe in peril we might just do that. Let's see. What do we have today? Queen of Sauce teaches you recipes if you want to learn those. Learn how to cook stir fry. And the spirits are in good humor today. I think you'll have a little extra luck. So, it's a little extra luck. That's kind of neat. I'm going to put more of those things away. Just put everything there, except the stuff that I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell the pass. I'm going to keep the quartz at this point. Coal, copper ore, actually. We're going to smelt those. Over here. Also, I need my watering can. So, each one of the metals you can smelt takes a certain amount of time. Copper is by far the fastest, and you can reload it rather quickly, which is nice. I guess we completed that and it doesn't give us anything, that's okay. So, stats, there's a little bit more stuff to water down here. Oh, potatoes. I got some potatoes. I believe if you want, you can actually just plant potatoes again? No. No, not in this game. So, we get a bunch of copper grass along the way, and that's all we need. So we are basically also out of spring onions, unfortunately. I thought those would last a bit longer, but not quite. So we will need to replenish our energy a little bit differently. Don't give up so easily, Yaga. This is the internet. Truth is relative. Shout out loud and you win. No. I disagree. I know there's a cap out of the way. But let's put it this way. That's kind of a mentality that I don't necessarily even want to have jokingly perpetuated. Because, let's put it this way. As much as you cap it there, it is still true to a large extent. If you shout loudly, you're not necessarily right. In fact, it doesn't make you any more right or wrong. But very often it just kind of ends up being as if you were right, because people don't want to go into a shouting match with you. Maybe you're too loud for them and can just over-tune them or tune them out. That's just kind of how it is. Not happy, but what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to try and teach people how to try to have a normal argument once in a while, maybe. Sounds like a reasonable suggestion. I don't shout. You disagree, really? How so? So smashing and no experience work isn't entirely worthless, just mostly worthless. I see. So we could give Linus some fiber if I wanted to, but that would be mean. He doesn't like you if you do that. Also, still week 1. It's Sunday. I forgot to check the south area again. Whatever, that's okay. Level 30. Let's go further. Well, that's nice. First thing, immediately a staircase. Also here it gets a bit darker. Dun, dun. As soon as I, by the way, have enough money. By the way, how much money does it cost for me to upgrade my pickaxe to a copper pickaxe? Also, it can be really difficult to see down here. Especially if you get a staircase and you can't see it in the dark, it's a bit awkward. Also, those things are just weird. They're a bit hard to spot as well, especially in the dark. And they don't take even much damage. But they give decent items. 5,000, well... I guess we're not going to upgrade that anytime soon, I guess. Unless we're going fishing. But I don't want to go fishing as long as I can use my pickaxe. I would want to go fishing. I can't use my pickaxe anymore. Isn't that backwards? No, it's actually kind of forward. Papas. And copper. Tink, 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 tink. Tink, tink. Tink, tink. Tink, 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 tink. By the way, I've never really spent much time in these areas. I've kind of breezed through them most of the time. So I don't actually even know. I did not even remember those enemies. Oh, it's only 2k to upgrade from base to copper. Thank you. Appreciate that. So it's slightly more reasonable. So we're actually almost there too. So next day we might actually be there already. Plus we also have enough copper tomorrow. So we probably just go and upgrade the pickaxe. Sounds like a good plan to me. Soon we will be able to get coffee beans and start planting coffee. We have the coffee farm. What do we do in the rest of the year? Well, we make sure that rabbits... I could barely see that. Make sure that rabbits feel at home in our farm as well. Hey, mushroom. Mushrooms are really, really valuable. Like, really, really valuable. Which is actually another reason why you may want to go further deeper down into the mines. Because mushroom farms, or not necessarily just farms, but mushroom floors are a thing where there's tons of mushrooms. And they are actually predictable where they are. So you can take advantage of tons of mushrooms on the floor and just farm those over and over again. And that gives you a lot of money. Which is another reason why I think just focusing early on delving deep into the mine is kind of a worthwhile cause for me personally. It's something I like doing, just kind of... It gives me a sense of progress to just keep going further and further into the mine. But at the same time... At the same time, it is also somewhat valuable. Well, once you get to the lower levels. Initially it's not that great, honestly. This game is so addicting. If you actually play it, you lose yourself in it. It's really easy to lose yourself in it, but let's put it this way. If you, let's say, plan ahead for a weekend where you don't have to worry about stuff and have enough things to drink, to eat, just enjoying a weekend with this game while losing yourself in it, I think that's a reasonable thing to do. You don't have to do that all the time. And preferably you would eventually just also be able to get to sleep. So, you don't have any damage penalty when you attack multiple enemies at the same time, so... In a sense, there's not much of a reason for me to not just try and group those guys up. And try to deal with them that way. Indeed, Grubbly. That is indeed a very neat trick. Wow, I just straight up ran into that guy. Some more earth crystals, a bit more money. I will probably sell most of the gemstones right now. Like, if I look for any gemstones, I will eventually find them again, but most of the time, as I've noticed... Ooh, that's 4 enemies, we can farm those, or group them up and whack them down. Most of the time, so to speak, when I... just end up mining a lot, then in pretty much every single time I've played this game, I've ended up mining a lot, like a lot. I just end up with treasure chests full of gemstones I never end up using for anything, so I might as well sell them for now. Plus, if I ever need them again, I can just, well, get them without too much trouble, really. There's some exceptions to certain gemstones being more difficult to find, but for the most part they are easy to find, really. There's certainly also an argument to be made about you may want to... Also, I need to probably start eating up the good spring onions here. There's also an argument to be made about you may want to just have the convenience of having all the items without selling them. But early on, I feel like money is more useful. Like, you can just store items, and whenever you need any item, you can just go and grab it from a chest. That is a perfectly viable thing to do as well. If you buy it, you're already addicted to city skylines. It's a different kind of addiction to this one. For me personally, I usually reach a point when playing Stardew Valley where it's just like, alright, I'm satisfied, I've had enough. And then I just stop playing. So for me it's not much of a problem in that sense. We got a slingshot. What do you do with a slingshot? Well, you shoot stones. Did I just destroy that thing? Either way, you equip it with things, and you shoot stones. You can make villagers really dislike you if you want to do that. There's also no way of getting rid of your slingshot, you cannot drop it. So you're kind of stuck with it once you get it, curiously enough. We're on floor 40. We actually fulfilled this thing to the bottom, question mark? How far down does it go? Well, pretty far in fact. But I believe we are now on the floor where I can start getting iron. Very nice. And those little guys. I forget what they are called, but those little puffballs, I believe those are the ones that can drop me the coffee beans that I'm looking for. The thing is, I only need to find one coffee bean, and of that I can essentially produce a lot more. Also, as you may have noticed, hitting those thingies, the rocks, in order to get down to the next floor gets more and more difficult now. Basically, it's just you need a better pickaxe to go down through the mines faster. You can't just keep going down with a weak pickaxe. That is perfectly fine and acceptable too. It's what I've done for the most part, until I finally decided upgrading in my first playthrough. So, either way, I'm going back up and back outside for now. Dust modes they are called, I see. You have 400 hours of playtime with City Skylines according to Steam. Only Final Fantasy VIII beats almost 450 hours? Wow. Thanks to Triple Try It. That's impressive. Basically, what I'm going to do with the slingshot is I'm just going to put it into a chest and never use it again anymore. I have to admit, I don't even know how much damage it deals. Also, take up the ore and put new ones in there while we are walking past. So, and this is actually something I forgot. I don't know whether the shop is still here, but every Friday and Sunday, I believe, there's a traveling merchant. Hello, are you still there? No. You can get random items from her. It's kind of neat. You could get really high quality sprinklers way before you can craft them at a decent price too. You can even get coffee beans. They are weak, need stones and are hard to use. Yeah. Basically, there's one way to get rid of slingshots if you really want to destroy them. You can place chests anywhere you want, even in town. So, what you can do, let's see, so this, hang on. You can place chests anywhere. That includes, you can place them in town. But if an NPC, one of the villagers, just walks through your chest, it gets destroyed and you basically lose the contents of it. So you can just build a chest in someone's way, put the slingshot in it, and you are, well, you got rid of it forever. Hooray. So, if you really don't want those, by the way. Iron ore. We will get more iron ore very soon. Actually, I plan on upgrading my pickaxe tomorrow. So we'll do that. We sell the red mushrooms, and we sell the bat wings, and quartz, and topaz, and earth crystals. For slingshot, yeah, it's just not that useful. If it didn't use ammunition and had the same strength, I might actually consider using it. In fact, I kind of like the concept of how to use it, but It's just awkward, unfortunately. Kitty, good night. Go to sleep for the night, yes indeed. Level 2 combat, plus 5 HP, and we can craft an elixir of life. I don't even know what that does. Probably a full heal or something like that. 1,103 gold. Pretty substantial if you ask me. Okay. What do we have today? Fortune teller. I think you'll have a little extra luck, so basically the same as yesterday. Not bad. Not bad. So, Flint only opens like what, 8 AM or 9 AM? So we need to pass a little bit of time until we can go and upgrade our pickaxe in his place. In the meantime, what could we do? We can go for more spring onions, which would be quite a fine choice in my opinion. We could also invest 800 gold into some more crops if we wanted to. It is still really reasonably early within in the month in order to do that. Elixir is the best healing item, needs 1 mushroom from each type. I see. Yeah, oh. Huh. I don't think I've ever used those. Interesting. I mean, I never had a reason to. It's easier to create and get items. For some reason I wanted to go to the traveling merchant, but she's not here on Mondays. Speaking of Mondays, certain shops and areas are closed on certain weekdays. When does Flint close? Like, do I need to be worried about him not being open right now? Spring onions. Wait, I'm a dummy. Since I have time to waste anyways, might as well do the thing here. No! Magnet rings, please. You could also sell all mushrooms and just buy 2 to 3 salads. Yes. Salads are really good healing items, reasonably cheap too. For some reason I thought they were more expensive than they actually are, but I was recently corrected by Kashura. So, more gold spring onions. In case you're wondering, I assume I don't have to stack up the copper bars. I have 5 copper bars, I need 5 copper bars. By the way, pickaxe I will not have for about 2 days or something like that. And that means I won't be able to go mining. I could go down in order to just go and start, well, slaying some of those little dust motes. Blacksmith opens at 9, is only closed on festival days, and 1 day in winter until we restore the community center, after which he will close on Fridays. Interesting. Fishing. Probably fishing. Hello! Oh, no button. Hello! Upgrade tools. Copper pickaxe.
Thanks. I'll get started on this as soon as I can. It should be ready in a couple of days.
Okay. I don't know how long exactly, but maybe I should have picked up my fishing rod and just went fishing instead. Or I can actually clean up my farm a little bit of debris and trees and those kinds of things. Or I can plant more beans. Hello! We are the bean farm here. I would like to have more beans. All the beans. 13. Hey Johnny5, welcome. How are you doing, sir? Collect some wood? I guess we can do that too. We do have plenty of energy and nothing else to do. Alrighty, more beans. Means I also need the hoe and the pickaxe. Is gone. I actually don't need a scythe unless I have something specific that needs scything, like grass. Well, I guess I could use the scythe in that case, now I think about it, because if grass gets too close to your crops, you can basically destroy the crops because they were just overgrowing it. I didn't realize I had a thing there still. Alrighty. Wait a second. Hang on. Pretty good. Nice, that sounds good. Glad to hear that. Just picking up some dandelions and daffodils. Dandelions you can eat, daffodils you can eat too, but one is more useful than the other. Oh. A little event. Hello.
Oh, hi there. What an eyesore. This is the Pelican Town Community Center, or what's left of it anyway. It used to be the pride and joy of the town, always bustling with activity. Now, just look at it. It's shameful. These days, the young folk would rather sit in front of the TV than engage with the community. But listen to me, I sound like an old fool. Georgia Corporation has been hounding me to sell them the land so they can turn it into a warehouse. Pelican Town could use the money, but there's something stopping me from selling it. I guess old-timers like me get attached to relics of the past. Oh well. If anyone else buys Georgia Co membership, I'm just gonna ahead and sell it. Here, let's go inside.
I've been live for 3 hours. Right, that's technically 9 now. Because we had a small interruption there at some point.
What's this? I guess Vincent and Jazz must have been playing in here.
They built a nice little mud house.
This place is even more dilapidated than I remember.
Hello.
What? What's the matter? Are you ill?
That face.
You saw something? Huh. I wouldn't be surprised if this place was full of rats.
They don't look much like rats. They look like little apples on legs. You're worrying me, Mothula.
Look, I think I'm going to head home. I need some lunch. Hey, I'll keep this place unlocked from now on. Maybe you can help catch that rat if you have some extra time.
And this is the community center. You can bring...
Strange.
I'll have to come back and explore this building further. You can do a few things here. Rat problem. Investigate the community center. Sure, let's do this real quick. Investigating basically means... Here's the thing. Hello. We can't read that though. That's okay. And yes, Johnny5, I am very hydrated. Perfectly fine. So, what I actually wanted to do, which is why I went here, is I actually wanted to go ahead and buy fertilizer. See, so this, so that. Wheat flour. Don't we have fertilizer already? Oh, well, I guess never mind then. I wanted to get fertilizer, but he doesn't have any yet. Fertilizer basically increases the chance of your crop to be higher quality, which is really nice. But at the same time, on crops that give you, let's say, a harvest multiple times rather than just once, it's not all that great. Like, it's still fine for the first one, but considering that they are suited for multiple harvests rather than just one, most of the time it's not worth that much. You know what? That is perfectly fine the way I just set that up. Because I need to get through over to the pond sometime. And I would have not thought about this until just now. So, still need to have a bit more in terms of beanstalks. Put them here. And 4. Because once again, you cannot walk through beanstalks. All the other crops you can walk through. These ones you actually have to plan around a little bit. Which is kind of interesting, actually. Either way, we need to mow down some trees. And pet a kitty. Wouldn't be a good bot if you're in the middle of a speedrun though. I mean, you should stay hydrated during speedruns too. Unless the speedrun is about getting dry and certain. No, that doesn't make sense. Hydrated and it's being, well, wet because you fell into a pond or something. That is not quite the same thing. Why don't I water my cat? I could do that, I guess. Because up until now I didn't have the watering can on me. And I was about to just say, because I don't have the water. Wait a second, I do have the watering can on me now. But yes, we can water this. I watered the cat. It's perfectly fine. Happy kitty. And that's that. We cannot really cut down any more trees, but we can cut down the wood on the floor. So the wood on the ground is really not worth cutting down, generally speaking, in terms of effectiveness, efficiency. But, well, kind of want to get rid of it at some point in order to not have debris everywhere where you can't walk through. But for me, that's it for now. So that means we go to the next day and sleep. It's always a bit weird when you go to sleep before it's even nighttime, but once again, I'm not out for that much efficiency. I'm perfectly fine with that. Level 2 foraging, we can make a survival burger. Really? What is a survival burger? Oh, it's probably a cooking recipe, isn't it? I've never had a kitchen. I've literally never upgraded my house in this game. Despite having over 100 hours in this. It's just kind of... I never had much of a reason. Fortune teller. Displeased today. Ooh, they will do their best to make your life difficult. So yeah, would not be a good day for the mines, but that's okay by my end. So it looks like we may not even need a scarecrow for beanstalks. I've never seen a crow eat a beanstalk. Yet. To be fair, I've never really used beanstalks before in the first place.
Dear Mothula, how are you doing, sweetie? I've missed you so much since you left. I hope the farming life is everything you hoped for. Love, Mom. P.S. I sent you your favorite cookies. Cookies!
They are really energetic too. They are way better than anything else we can eat here. I feel like she put some hidden recipe stuff type thingies in there. So what do we have here? Hello.
My sources tell me you've been poking around inside your community center. Why don't you come and visit me? My chambers are west of the forest lake in the stone tower. I may have information concerning your rat problem. Emerald Osmosius, wizard. That is me.
Probably I don't remember Survival Burger because I never had stuff to cook. Survival Burger sounds delicious and quite evasive. Yes, agreed. The crows only eat seeds. Once the plant hits stage 1, they can't eat it anymore. Interesting. But that also means at the same time that beanstalks immediately start at stage 1. In that case. Also, I forgot to water this thing. It's a cauliflower, by the way. They're pretty valuable on average, but not if you're not necessarily focused on getting a lot. They also take a long time to mature, but they are technically worth it. Like, really worth it. I'm just too lazy. Because I don't want to water croppers forever. I want to just get enough farming experience to get sprinklers all of a sudden. Already. So by the way, depending on which side you stand on the tree, it will fall down to one side or another. In this case I would have preferred if it didn't fall to the right side, because it's kind of difficult to pick up stuff that is inside, well, walls and such. Also, if items fall into water, they are just permanently lost. So you don't want your tree to fall to the right here. And also pick up stuff immediately as it falls, so it doesn't go to the pond on the top left. Okay, we start feeling exhausted. How many days was that? Is there one more until we get the big axe? Probably. Hey Kaneki, welcome, how are you doing? Is this for fun or I'm planning on speedrunning it? This is just for fun. Did I put a no SRL tag in the title? Yeah, I did. So this is just for fun, just kind of casually playing something that is relaxing and I don't have to optimize. Even though I'm just kind of subconsciously doing that all the time anyways. But that's a different topic. More wood! And I don't have energy anymore. What am I supposed to do? Meet the wizard. Let's just go and visit the wizard. I was just thinking we could visit the wizard at the same time we go for the lady with the wagon, but oh well, might as well go now. You can speedrun this game to an extent. It's actually quite intriguing how you can optimize things, but it's not the type of speedrun I'm necessarily interested in. However, I'm actually interested in a different kind of concept that is related to speedrun, but not exactly speedrunning. And that is, I was thinking about making playthroughs of games. Like, whenever I finish a game casually, I would want to just go ahead and maybe, as a challenge, try to play through a second time as quick as possible. Looking up resources and stuff like that, maybe not directly following notes, depending on how confident about the game I feel. I was just thinking that could be really interesting, just try to go through the game quick. Hello!
Ah, come on in.
I am Rasmurius, seeker of the arcane truths. Mediator between physical and ethereal. Master of the 7 elementals. Keeper of the sacred You get the point.
And you, Mothella, the one whose arrival I have long foreseen. Since yesterday, when I sent you the letter, anyways. Here, I'd like to show you something.
Behold! It didn't take me that long to get... Oh, hi, little guy. I hope he's okay. Don't hurt him. You've seen one before, haven't you? They call themselves the Junimos. Mysterious spirits. These ones, for some reason, they refuse to speak with me. I'm not sure why they've moved into the community center, but you have no reason to fear them. Ah, you found a golden scroll written in an unknown language? Most interesting. Stay here, I'm going to see for myself. I'll return shortly. I would like to be able to do that too. Hi. I found the note. The language is obscure, but I was able to decipher it. We, the Tsunimo, are happy to aid you. In return, we ask for gifts of the valley. If you are one with the forest, then you will see the true nature of the scroll. Huh. One with the forest? What do they mean? Aha! Come here. My cauldron is bubbling with ingredients from the forest. Baby fern, muskrap, caramel top toadstool. Can you smell it? Here, drink up. Let the essence of the forest permeate your body. Well, we just drink. That looks trippy. Tree. 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 Pine cones. Okay. You've gained the power of the forest magic. Now you can decipher the true meaning of the Junimo scrolls. Spooky. Okay. Sure, drink something from a cauldron from some guy you just met. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. Probably. Squirrel! We can shake the tree. It doesn't come out though. And more spring onions. Whatever. I'm too lazy. Too lazy to turn them all into gold spring onions. I'm okay with that. The stuff probably wasn't cheap. It might have been. It really depends on your point of view, I take it. I guess I could have eaten the spring onions and that way made... whatever. That's fine. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to upgrade anything else, otherwise I might just do that while we are going back down into the mines afterwards. But hey, it's 2:50 PM. I feel like we can go to sleep. Good night. Whee! Now I can go and get my pickaxe, and then we go back into the mine. Let's see how lucky we are today. Greetings. Queen of Sauce, rerun. I already know that one apparently. Oh, apparently not. Coleslaw. It was a rerun, but I missed it last time. That's fine. So, I'll get a little bit of extra luck. That's lovely. By the way, we have a bonsai tree here. And I can set it on the floor instead of at the table. Why? I don't know. I can though. Oh! Rip. Well, that explains that. You can indeed lose beanstalks. So that crow literally stole an entire beanstalk, including the stalk and the bean. Rude. So I would want to have a scarecrow after all. Not even going to cut down some more trees. Nah. We were pretty low on energy. I'm okay with doing it this way around. So, get this stuff. In here, we keep the stuff that gives us energy. Take the algae, because why not? Oh, we can also go and analyze the geodes. I don't even know how much those cost, but we'll see. Because we are going to the blacksmith anyways. I know it's a pretty crazy range, but I appreciate that. I don't know the exact dimension of it, but for my purposes it will be perfectly fine to just place them somewhat in the vicinity. Thank you. I don't plan on farming a whole lot until we get sprinklers. Because I don't like watering plants. That's probably the thing I like to do the least, watering plants. It's locked. Open 9 AM. Okay. Nine plus 3 plus 4. He has open 7 hours a day, but every single day of the week, except for some holidays. Let's see. Nothing in his trash can. Just curious. You never use sprinklers when you play it. Wow. I've never upgraded my watering can. To be fair, my first time I played, I just stopped growing crops at all. I had some chicken, I had more chicken, some rabbits, and more chicken. And I think 1 cow, but then I realized how much work that would be and didn't get any more cows. But yeah. Hi, how are you doing? Ooh. You were completing my pickaxe. Thank you, sir. And now we can put that back into the slot where it belongs. Coal here. Actually, no, we need those. We need those. So, processed geodes. 25 gold per, so we can do this 5 times. Bonk. We get 5 coal. Bonk. We get a new gemstone, a malachite. We get 3 iron ore. We get mudstone. We get 1 copper. And that's it. Alrighty. We're out of monies. So what can you do with those gemstones? Well, we can donate to the museum if you want to. Hello! And since they're not worth a whole lot, those gemstones, might as well donate to the museum since it is right next to it anyways. You tried sprinkler once and didn't do the diagonal thing? Yeah, I mean, there's better sprinklers where you don't have to worry about diagonals. You're definitely the person. I believe it. Yeah, I'm more in the type of person that just kind of goes, you know, I don't want to water stuff. That's boring. I want to go into the mines and just dig deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and... Well, eventually you reach the ground, then it can't go any deeper. But it's still more interesting to me than doing anything else. Alrighty, so some quartz is here. Some more stuff here. Bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. Stones. Stones. Ooh, iron ore. And I think that's a pass. Aye. Sometimes it doesn't switch weapons when I try to switch weapons. That's convenient. Another one of those. Sure. Ooh, and puffballs. Little muddlings, or whatever they might be called. They're pretty easy to take out, but just to confirm, I'm incorrect under the assumption that you can get coffee beans from those guys, right? It's a reasonably low drop chance, but there's a lot of them, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Also, they drop coal, which is really nice too. Oh, frozen geode. Basically, it's a different type of geode. Can give you different items. And, rocks usually is slightly higher quality than just the basic geodes. But still a limited range. There's a thing called an omni geode, which can give you literally anything. 1% chance for coffee bean. Alrighty, we should get one within a reasonable time frame then. 1% is a pretty decent drop chance, I dare to say. Oops. I just pickaxed that poor slime. Sorry about that. Ooh. We are seemingly having really good luck with the mine shafts currently, which is very pleasant. Ouch. Good evening. If I get a coffee bean before you. But my entire focus is coffee and rabbits on my farm. So, of course I'm going to focus on coffee. Please don't kill me. That would not be pleasant. I mean, a 1% chance is really not that bad, considering in the massive amounts of those little minions arrive. My main priority will still be going deeper into the mines instead of anything else, especially if there's bats. It's kind of chasing me like that. An amethyst. Because, well, deeper and deeper into the mines, eventually I'll get a better weapon. Probably. Pretty sure I will. Which I think is still like 20 more levels at least. I think this guy's stuck in the wall. Yep, here's out of bounds. Goodbye.
You can live to tell the tale.
I'm sorry. Easiest way to get a coffee bean is gypsy wagon? I mean, in a sense, yes. I believe the way I got my first coffee bean was by randomly getting one from one of those little puffballs in the mines. But then on subsequent, just kind of replays, I've gotten one from the gypsy. But hey, do you see how much money I have? Not quite enough to buy coffee beans, let's put it that way. Oh, there's an omni geode I was talking about earlier. Don't slime me, please. I can't move away from those guys, by the way. This is a slow buff, or debuff, I guess. Slow buff, sure. They buff me with a slow. It's a blessing. Oh, and we get a dwarf scroll number 3. I believe if we deliver all the dwarven scrolls, we will be able to reach dwarfish. I mean, the thing is, you always pretty much also need ore, so getting plenty of, or killing a lot of those little puffballs is also just kind of beneficial to get a lot more ore. So that's a big plus as well. Did I say ore? I meant coal. By the way, if you faint in combat, I believe Linus will be able to rescue you. You never see it, but you eventually get a letter, or maybe Linus will straight up tell himself. I don't remember which one it was. But those bats are persistent. Let's just eat a leek. Recover health a bit quicker. Kind of hoped for a staircase. There is one, and we get Tundra Boots. You receive Tundra Boots. What do? Well, they are just one more defense. I don't even know how defense works in this game. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, you could sell those, but only at the shop. You cannot even put them into your basket for item general. Like, you can put almost pretty much everything else in there, but weapons and armor, you cannot. Kind of silly. Hey, that's convenient. More staircase. You know what? I'm just going to try and delve deeper rather than worrying too much about those little puffballs. A staircase. I know there's another staircase over here because there's always a coal mine, and basically this is the exact layout like we had with the minecart, just in the ice, in the winter wonderland now. Oh, and here we have a ghost. Ghosts are a bit irritating to kill because they have so much knockback, so killing them just takes ages, usually in between hitting the ghosts. I just tend to go on mine a little bit because they take so long to get back. They will die eventually. And they actually drop pretty good things too. I believe they can drop gold, but even better things too. Don't exactly know what they can drop, but pretty good stuff. I guess with the basic sword they don't take a whole lot of damage though. It's not that basic of a sword anymore, but it's not particularly good either. I like that the swing arc just kind of allows me to do these kinds of things. Kind of neat. You'd think this ghost should be dead soon, but the truth is, he's been dead since a long time. And that's kind of why he's so hard to kill. Also, if he hits you, he teleports just back a bunch. $54, one more floor. And then we will probably head back for now. Here we have a frozen tear. We randomly got frozen tears earlier, just kind of by fishing, which is interesting. Also, I need to use some spring onions real quick. By the way, we got a solar essence, which is defined as monster loot, and that's exactly what it is. Basically, it is used in a few crafting recipes, but if I ever need some solar essence, I can just go and hunt some ghosts real quick. No one even made a remark about me calling the ghosts they are dead since a long time. Oh well. Bring on in. Getting late indeed. I want one more floor, please. Oh, come on. I won't even care about getting hit right now. Because he is going to teleport away anyways. And I have enough health to tank through it right now. Come on, I should have focused on mining before. This is a reasonably large floor. Do you get mining experience when you use cherry bombs, by the way? Not here. Come on. Give me a bit of luck, please. Oh my goodness. Rip. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Just barely didn't make it to the 55th floor. I'm sorry, Kishura just kind of injected me with the pun syndrome, or whatever you want to call it. Ooh, leak. We may need that because we're probably going to get a energy penalty. I don't think I'm going to make it, but here's a little trick. When you pass out, you can open up the journal. I don't want to lose any items right now, to be completely honest. Every 10 minutes you have to redo it though. Kitty! Fall asleep for the night? Yes, please. Level 3 mining, and we get minus street. Or, well, no cooking recipe. So, we actually didn't even get a energy penalty. So, it all worked out way better than expected. What did we get here? Missing! Lost my favorite axe. If you find it, please return as soon as possible. I'm having a tough time without it. There's 250 gold in it for their offensive thing. Robin, sure. We'll go and look for it tomorrow, if I don't forget about it. Sell the quartz. Can sell this one too. On the bright side, the crow actually ate a thing where it was kind of convenient to get a gap anyway, so it's all good. I think you only get experience for things you break with my pickaxe, not with bombs, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I thought you also got experience for mining with bombs. But once again, I'm also not 100% sure about that. I miswatered. Whoopsie. Also, I didn't even check what we have today. Hello! Fortune teller. They are mildly perturbed today. Alright, no problem. We can still go further into the mines. Or try to anyways. Kitty! I should have watered the kitty too. I forgot. Sorry. But the kitty gets water from the well anyways as well. Bombs do provide experience as well. Nice. Alrighty. We delve deeper into the mines. And deeper, and deeper, and deeper. Hopefully this time not almost, but not quite. Mildly perturbed basically means I think I have a slightly lower chance on each rock to find the staircase, but the chance is still decent. We will probably get at least through 5 levels. I don't know whether it influences the chance of getting invaded by bats. Might be. I don't know that. On the bright side, batwings are actually pretty expensive. Or more specifically, sell pretty well for monies. I mean, if I were to try and sell batwings around here, people would just kind of be wondering, why you're slaughtering bats? Are you crazy? They're supposed to be protected rather than... well, you get the idea. I'd like to point out that I have not managed to get through one more floor yet. Too many bats, which each one of them could actually drop me a staircase if I'm lucky, but none of them did. That's okay. Doo-doo-doo. 10% chance. Well, I mean, if each rock grants you, let's say there's 100 rocks. That means each rock will probably guarantee you like a 1% chance increase to find a staircase on each rock after that one that you just destroyed. Then 10% less means you would have to destroy at least 10 rocks in order to get to the next staircase. With a 1% chance. The thing is, the question is whether it's multiplicative or additive, probably. I do agree with that. 10% reduction on 1% is kind of a minimal thing. But it kind of scales up over the course of, well, the amount of rocks you eventually end up destroying. Maybe it's a bit ambitious trying to go any further than a 55. I haven't seen any of those little dust thingies recently. I do believe I used 55 and 56, generally speaking, to farm those little dust motes for a while, so maybe I should just do this once I run out of energy. Sounds like a reasonable choice. Yeah, let's just do that. It's multiplicative? Alrighty. Leave the mine. Then we go back to 55. Why would we do that? Because we want those little dust motes. Remember, we want coffee. Coffee beans. So we just farm those little dust motes. My original plan, ooh, don't slow me down, that's bad for me. Because I can't walk properly anymore. My original plan was basically getting far enough into the mine to get a better sword, so killing them would be quicker. But if I'm lucky, might as well get a weapon drop from these guys here, right? I did. So 8 to 18 damage, so 2 speed and 1 defense. This thing is way better than what I had just now. It's also worth noting that you can go from elevator to elevator and just kind of refresh the floor, hoping for more dust motes. They make a specific sound, so I probably shouldn't even try finding dust motes on the floor where I don't hear their sounds. Once again, swinging sword doesn't actually cost me any energy. Nothing here, so we just go back and forth, I think. Nothing here. Just slimes. There we go. Wing. Just one. There's more of those over there. There's one more there, a few more down there. Usually when you find some on the floor, you find multiples of them. I don't know whether the small ones are any different than the big ones. I have no clue about that. On the right side we have a way better weapon now. Base rate is 2% before the number of additional rocks is taken into account. Interesting. That was a really mean spawn of that slime. I could not even walk away because it immediately slimed me and I could no longer walk. Oh well. Dust mote. Dust mote. Dust mote. The ghost sounds so disappointed. I mean, they kind of sound like, oh, in a sense. They do, indeed. By the way, swinging downwards is way worse than swimming up or left. It's actually very similar to Zelda Link to the Past now that I think about it. Oh my goodness. Basically, you have less leeway to actually hit stuff before it hits you when you swing down, because your reach is technically less. It's actually a bit of a silly thing, in my opinion. Oh my goodness. You don't want to pass out. You will lose items. I didn't check my health earlier. Unlike Link to the Past, it doesn't have the beep, 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 beep sound. I think you get the point. Just looking for more dust motes. Why? I haven't gotten the coffee bean yet, Kashura. Plus, I only played it at half speed rather than full speed. I'm sorry. No more beeps. Okay. Okay. No more beeps. Maybe one? You know, I figured I'm not going to go any further down than 55. Because I ran out of energy and I didn't want to use more food for the energy specifically. But I got 2 staircases by just fighting enemies. I figured I might as well try a little bit more, but doesn't look like we are getting lucky. 14. Oh. Starting to feel exhausted. Yes. I think so too. 14, 10. You have a nice color. Oh. One more. Oh my goodness. I don't have it. Let's just... I'm never going to eat the cookies otherwise. Let's just eat them. They are incredibly good for your health, apparently. See? You should eat me. Let me eat more cookies, Kashura. More and more. It's not like you ever denied them to me though. Never mind. Well, maybe through consciousness. Yeah, no. I prefer not to get any more fat. I've actually started walking 20 minutes every day. Walking doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it's just kind of way better than not walking, really. That's what I've done before. But I guess so, I would be. Speak! Jogging next. Sure. But I can't use my phone while jogging. Kind of difficult. Next thing you know, I will be buff moth. I mean, I usually play support anyway, so buffing is my job, right? Okay, I want to get to those barrels. Since we are somewhat close-ish anyways. How many? Enough. Ooh, that's a lot of geodes there. That was most likely worth it, actually. So we have 7 energy left. I could have grabbed that iron geode as well. And hey, we get a poking dagger. Crystal dagger. So, if you want to see a dagger, here. You're not going to see it for much longer. This is how a dagger works. Unfortunately, it's really short range and not all that much damage. Even though it says it's like 4 to 10 damage and 50 crit and plus 5 weight. Daggers unfortunately are not really good. Maces on the other hand I actually prefer over swords currently. You see, I'm one of those guys who call themselves fat even though they are not. I'm one of those guys who calls themselves overweight if I'm slightly overweight over the BMI, which I currently... Actually, I would need to check. I'm always hovering on that line, just between being slightly overweight and probably not quite being slightly overweight. Just always treading that line. Winter root. Food. So, aquamarine, frozen tear, quartz. Cave carrot is actually pretty good. Bat wings, sap, don't need. Our essence. Let's see how much money we managed to gather in the mines today. Maybe I should start smelting iron ore and eventually farm up or save up for other stuff here too. For upgrading the pickaxe some more. Steel small sword. You know, as I said, unfortunately, they are pretty difficult to sell. Yeah, you know what. Shut up. But if I'm shutting up, people are not going to be My stream. Hang on a second. It is 2 a.m. Are you serious? As in IRL, it's 2 a.m. 2:09. I should be half passed out already. But no, on a more serious note, I didn't even realize that. Maze area is pretty sweet, indeed. You got no skills, so you stick to swords. Oh, there's a little trick you can do with a mace. Pretty good. Fortune teller. A little extra luck. Nice. Also, I just realized my SNES was still active. Hello. Dear Buffila, we're holding the Egg Festival in the town square. You should arrive between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. if you'd like to attend. You wouldn't want to miss an annual egg hunt. We're holding the Egg Festival right now? But I don't wanna. Maybe I do. Should we do the Egg Festival, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, it's kind of appropriate right now. It's literally one... No, it is Easter right now, technically. Well, it depends. Whatever. It is Easter. Let's just call it that. By the way, beanstalks, we can now harvest. Finally. Took a while. And we can water them some more and harvest them some more. It's actually kind of neat. I like plants that you can harvest multiple times. Yes, Egg Festival. I have to win, else you disown me. Wow. That's mean. I forgot to deliver this one too. Between 9? But that takes ages. Alright, we can actually open up some kind of worms. In the meantime. Oh, good night, Vanacut. Thank you for dropping by. And rest well. Take care. Ooh, clay. It's actually more useful than you might think. Clay is kind of tricky to come by, in my opinion. Hang on. I need to pick up a daffodil, otherwise someone is going to kill me. Not really. But someone just really likes daffodils. For a good reason, I guess. So, Egg Festival is soon. This game is pretty. It is really sweet, actually. I do agree. It looks quite nice too. Plus. Like, I just really like the simplistic style of it. The note said the festival was tomorrow. So I'm wasting my energy whacking down some of those trees. Really? It probably said tomorrow. I was actually surprised. Wait, today? Yep, you're right, it's tomorrow. I'm a derp. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to continue as if nothing happened, and if I always wanted to just go and cut down some more trees for wood, because that sounds like a reasonable thing to do. And yes, you are absolutely correct. Just tomorrow. I must have completely missed that. I did actually not read the note entirely anyways. I usually narrate everything. I probably should stop streaming sometime soon. I mean, it's been what? 11 hours now? Why not go sell all those swords? Because I already trashed them into the trash can. Also, I'm too lazy to walk up there without actually going to the mine. So the problem about the Adventurers Guild is essentially that they are so far out of the way, and so that means I would like to combat them with going to the mines, But the problem about that is that they open up so late, and I'm already way in the mines when they open. And usually because I'm in the mines, I want to stay as late as possible because that's more efficient, and they are already closed by the time I come out. So I never get to the Adventurers Guild. That's why I don't bother selling weapons and armor. Traveling merchant, right, that's actually kind of why I went down here. I muscle memoried my way just over to the spring onions instead. That's okay though. Traveling merchant. Coffee? That was way further south in this area than I thought I was. Hello! Oh right, I could do that too. Hi! Iridium ore, tortilla, cave carrot. So this lady just sells you all kinds of random stuff. Juice, iridium ore, tortilla, cave carrot, wood skip. Oh, daffodils. Fiddlehead fern. Chowder. A perfect way to warm yourself after a cold night at sea. Cauliflower seeds, basic fertilizer. 1 cauliflower seed, by the way. It says seeds, but it's 1. A rare seed for 1,000 gold. So in fall, takes all season to grow. Quite literally. So unfortunately nothing terribly exciting on this lady here. I would like to point out that the very first time I played this game and I noticed that there was a traveling merchant, I got an iridium sprinkler out of it, which... that was perfect. I did not have to water any crops anymore. For quite a while, because I didn't have that many in the first place. So many things for the community center. I guess so, but keep in mind, I don't even have to upgrade the backpack yet to 32 slots. I will definitely prioritize that. If I'm going for the community center, I'm going to go ahead for later. Also, there's the axe. You found the lost axe, better return it to Robin. Right. Oh, quick question, ladies and gentlemen. Someone earlier mentioned about a soft speedrun where you need to complete everything within 3 years. What does that exactly mean? Like the community center? And do you get a statue for it or so? Yes. Oh, I see. Fair enough. Doesn't sound too difficult. I can probably start in year 2 if I wanted to still do that. By the way, this lady here. Hello!
George spends the whole day in front of the darn television set.
Her name is Evelyn. She's pretty old. I still haven't talked to too many people. So let's see. Introductions. 11 hours, 28 people. Hey, we're making progress. 1 person a day is good enough for me. Actually, I'm lagging behind 1 person on that end, I guess. Hello. You're my 12th person on the 12th day. Hey, I'm sorry if I seem cranky. I'm a little sore from work yesterday. Don't worry, I don't know you even. Have a nice day. Hey Robin, your axe looks really weird. I can't even use it. I have to carry it over my head. Hi. Hey, you find my axe. What a relief. I almost chopped my toe off with the other one I was using. Thank you. No problem. Don't forget to collect your rewards. And also, let's see real quick. Construct a farm building. 4,000 gold for a coop. The thing is, I believe we need to upgrade the coop at least once for rabbits, so I'm not going to invest into that quite yet. Barn, a well, a silo, a mill, a shed, a stable, slime hutch. Slime hutch sounds awesome. So, how did I replace my axe again? Hang on. Wiggly worms! Oh, by the way, I might softlock if I do that. But what you can I'm actually going to soft lock. If I do it, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. What you can do is you can use your sword. Whenever I use the sword, I move forward slightly, right? So what you can do is actually, you can go ahead and basically, you know, there's kind of the exit trigger to this room if you just walk into it. However, what I can do is I can literally just keep swinging without ever walking and moving, which means I'm just going to skip past that exit trigger, and eventually I can just walk around out of bounds. I'm not going to do it now because that takes quite a while, but it's a thing you can do. Kitty! I can water the kitty now. Hello. Meow. I like kitties. So, tomorrow is an egg festival. I should build a second chest. Hang on. Chest. Chest. So, in this chest I put... let's put stuff that is from the mine. Wait, no, mines in the other box makes more sense. So we put everything that isn't for the mines in here, because that's also dwarven scroll. But that's a green box. Anything that is building material and stuff goes in here. Everything else goes into the other stuff. Okay. Here we go. Organize. So leeks, and that's from the mines. That's from the mines. Acorns. Cave carrots. I mean, that's from the mines, but it's still technically food and such. Then that's that. Also, stuff I'm not going to currently use. Includes a scythe. I'm not going to use a hoe much more. Actually, the watering can I'm going to keep for now, because I will want to water my plants tomorrow. Then we put those thingies back in here. We keep the coal, actually. Take stuff out. I guess the wood we could leave here to get that thing here. The reason why wood is because you also can pick up wood in the mines. And I'm too lazy to organize it better. That's not what I meant. Here. Smelt some more iron, because might as well. Pick those in here. Pick. Put. Organize. That's that. I don't have much energy left. Let's just go to sleep for the egg festival tomorrow, where I will meet one more person, probably. Farming. No skill increase, but we get 530 gold basically for just watering some stuff every day. Sounds like a lot of money, but not really. Not that much for having to water those things every single day. In my opinion, anyways. Interesting with the map transition trigger. It's certainly a effective to code with the assumption that every move should trigger to the end of the target grid, but to not have the map transition trigger more on collision instead of a move on is a bit of an oversight. On the other hand, who can expect how people will break your game? Well, I'm usually one of the people that breaks games like that, so honestly, this is one of those things. It's just kind of like, as a developer, I would not even necessarily consider fixing it. Since for people like me, it's actually kind of exciting to explore out of bounds. You know, the places where you're not necessarily supposed to go, but you can go anyways because, well, it just happens to be a possibility for you. It's just quite interesting to me that there are places you can go. There's actually basically remnants of an area you may have been able to go at some point, but it's no longer there. Hello, how are you doing, sir?
If your local fishing got a bit more lively, I might expand the shop stock.
Basically, he tells you that if you get better at fishing, he will have more stuff at his shop. We already know that. So we are waiting until 9 AM right now. And there we go, the Egg Festival has begun. In the Egg Festival you can do a few things. We can buy strawberry seeds, 40 pieces if you want to do, or a plush bunny. Oh, I want that. But I need to save money. But it's the rabbit and coffee farm. Sure. Needs a plush bunny. Yep. Bunny. Hello. And he's a bunny now. Or something like that. There's a lot of people. I don't like people. I can join the long hair club though. Hello. Not entirely sure why they're just standing like this. Sounds a bit boring. Hi. You think everyone's ready for the egg hunt yet? If you start the egg hunt, the festival's basically over. We need to meet at least one new person. Does that actually count for the meeting thing? I don't know. Let's talk to someone we haven't talked to yet. George, hi!
What's everyone so happy about, sir? X. Why X?
Why being so grumpy? Hi. Alright, let's start. All the kids, including the new kid here, with the long grey hair, gets to hunt for eggs.
It's time for the highlight of the day's festivities, the annual spring egg hunt.
Hooray!
Calm down, no kiddos. You're going to need all your energy if you hope to find the most eggs and take home the exclusive prize. Now, is everyone ready? Let the egg hunt begin!
Alrighty, and we are just going to pick up some eggs. They are all over the place, just kind of like this one. I don't know how many eggs you need in order to win, but usually they are reasonably easy to spot and find. They can get tricky to get to though. Oops. Yes, thank you. I don't know. I think I got lost than usual.
Wow, look at all these eggs. Now only I could get you kids to pick up litter as this efficiently. We'd have the cleanest town on this side of the gem sea. Now, oh, come on, don't stop the music. And now the winner of this year's egg hunt. Mothula! Here's your prize. Enjoy!
We get a straw hat.
Well, that's it for this year. X Festival. Thanks for coming, everyone.
What does that straw hat do? Straw hat, light and cool. It's a farmer's delight. Well, it makes us look like a farmer. Probably. And we have a plush bunny now. So it was not all or nothing. Plush bunny and kitty. Hello. I like kitties. It's the bunny farm. It needs to be in the middle of attention. So, alrighty. This is probably the last night for me for... Hi? What are you doing here, Kashura? Thank you? It just made my crop grow. How nice of it. No, actually, I was only sleeping on the bedside apparently. You know what? The thing is, those crops apparently grew by themselves anyways. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it from me for today. It saves every time we go to bed. I just want to show off the out of bounds thingy real quick. Oh! Take care, Drangor, and thank you for dropping by. I appreciate those thoughts. Also sorry for the late answer. I guess more than one place to out of bounds. You remember 8 to 10 to win the egg hunting. Interesting. I remember my very first time egg hunting. I did not win. So I think I should be outside. Yeah, I'm out of bounds now. So here's the thing. This pathway here is open at some point, which leads you to the train station. I'm over here. Just going somewhere around here. Okay, I managed to get into that path, which this is where you normally go. This is a normal area where you can get to eventually. It's just kind of... I think it needs time in order for you to be able to get there. Essentially, however, you can get out of bounds here. So to just give you a brief overview of the area, this is this sauna slash bath where you can actually recover your energy. It's kind of neat. Then there is the train station. A weird thing that I actually have never been into. I kind of know this is more or less an end game thing. I wonder whether I can actually get in there. Probably not, because it's probably guarded by rocks. Either way, there's actually more to this area in this that originally was supposed to be there. But the thing is, if I walk back here, I'm going to be stuck in rocks and I will not be able to move back out of it. So I'm going to just start swinging my sword here a bit earlier than probably necessary. So yes, I'm going to go do that, Shuza. Going to go for about 20 more swings or so after we disappear from screen. So that was about 20. Alrighty, we are out of bounds here. Hello. This looks a bit weird because you're not supposed to be here, naturally. And now we are just going up. As you can see our sword over there. That way I can kind of keep orientation where I am at. Now I can see my little hat on the side here. This is not walkable terrain, by the way, right here. So now I'm above, right around here. I can see the footsteps, not really. But either way, this is a weird little pathway here, and here's an area that doesn't even have the proper textures. So this is something I personally really enjoy doing. It's just like interesting. There's bird flying up there. So this was probably supposed to be something at some point, but never ended up making it into the game. But I like those kinds of things. It basically feels like exploring to me in games. Like, for a lot of people, it's interesting for them to go and explore when it's like an open world game. They like exploring the mines, they like exploring dungeons like Skyrim, just explore the world. For me, this is the type of exploration I really enjoy. When I played World of Warcraft, well, one of my biggest and most glorious achievements, for me personally, just kind of what I really was happy about, is when I managed to get to the Dead Mines secret. In case you don't know, that's basically the Dead Mines in World of Warcraft is a pretty early game dungeon, where, well, you are just walking through a cave. Eventually you get to a larger cavern, but it's still in a cave, where there's a boat and you just kind of take out some pirates, and that's it. You're the entire time inside a mountain or something like that. However, there's a way to get out of bounds there, and it's pretty tricky too. You need engineering. I don't know whether that still works or whether it's still a thing. Either way, getting out of bounds in that area had a really weird area just out of bounds. It kind of looked like the area of Burning Crusade, or more like an alpha build of the Burning Crusade area. And it was just fascinating for me to get out there and explore it. So yeah, that's that. Did I get married? No. Didn't. So yeah. That's kind of fascinating and intriguing to me. I recommend you look up the Dead Mines secret in World of Warcraft if you ever played the game and you don't know about it. It's really neat. Or Under Karazhan is another thing. There's so many places that I just went to where you're not supposed to go, but you don't really get into trouble to get there anyways. I made it to technically the GM Island location once, but I never tried to really set it up to get there. I was a bit lazy. Oh well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me for today. Thank you very much for listening, for watching, for lurking, for being awesome, for being around one way or another. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the lurking, the being around, and well, hopefully until next time. Take care everybody, and thank you so much.